Getting ready to play ball here at Melbourne Ballpark. The Aces going with their veteran pitcher, Stephen Chambers, 31-year-old, 10-year ABL veteran. Played with Brisbane, Canberra, and Adelaide. And Rob, he was a real workhorse in that last series these two teams played.
Oh gosh, he did well. 5 innings, 10 hits, 7 strikeouts. I'm sorry, 7 runs given up, but 4 strikeouts. He pitched a lot of innings. He ate up innings, if you will.
He did.
And he got out and threw for us.
He absolutely did, and it's one of the things we've seen in this series. The pitching is a bit thin, so the more innings you can get out of some of these guys, particularly the veterans, the better. Some of the younger kids are really coming in for an inning or two. We saw that last night with the Aces, the call up from Turner, right? Jared Turner came in.
Thrown through nicely, too.
Yeah, threw an inning in the third and threw really nicely. So it's a bit of a, see how the pieces fit. Hope the guys go a few innings. But for the Aces tonight, as we mentioned, it really is all about getting some runs on the board. Adelaide's been able to do that. The Aces haven't. And that's kind of been the key to really to the series in a way.
Yeah, and again, getting back to Chambers, a veteran pitcher, at 31 years old, he can take a licking and keep on ticking, as the old expression goes. I mean, giving up 7 runs and 10 hits in 5 innings is probably not the ideal outing. But at the end of the day, sometimes the veterans just got to suck it up and get the job done for the team, and that's why he's here tonight on Saturday night. Hopefully a little bit better outing for him to reward him for his hard work that he keeps putting in for the team and across the ABL over the last 10 years.
The sun is still out full force here. It was about 27 degrees today in Melbourne. Last night was around the 23 mark, I think, when we started. So a little bit warmer tonight. As we mentioned, the wind still a factor. We'll keep an eye on that and see how much of that occurs during the course of the game. Ed White, Rob Novotny with you. Amy McCann, of course, will be joining us a little bit later in the broadcast. Love to have her insights, and of course a game tomorrow at 1 p.m. as well.
Yeah, Ed, here we go. We talked about it last night, and you still feel it tonight. There's going to be a bigger crowd tonight. There was the curtain raiser with the Little Leaguers that we can talk about in a little while, but the energy's great in the ballpark tonight. And again, we'll say it again and again, but we're lucky to have baseball here in Melbourne, thanks to the city of Melbourne. And hey, time to get going. 2 more games left. Let's enjoy tonight.
Absolutely right. Jack Partington, the center fielder, leads off. Was 0 for 5 in last night's game, but continues his sparkling play in the field. First pitch from Chambers is a ball low, 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, right on the edge. Good location there. That's going to be a key with Chambers, to be efficient, to get the innings that we need out of him. He's going to have to throw strikes tonight.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch. One ball, 2 strikes.
Let's see what he throws here. Is he going to throw another fastball? He might try to go with the off speed here, see if he breaks it out early in the first batter.
Wait a little bit longer as Partington steps out. We have seen that a little bit of the wind whipping up some of that dust and dirt into the eyes of the batters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First batter of the night. It's a little high and outside, 2-2.
Stayed with the fastball. He chased the high fastball before. This time he went just that little bit higher to see if he was going to continue to chase with 2 strikes. Did not. Good patience by Partington.
2-2 pitch. Outside corner, got him.
And Stewie Howe in the call. We'll talk about him a little later. Welcome back, Stu. Played in his first game, ABL game here in the summer of 21-22. Had a bit of a chance to speak to him before the game, and we'll expand upon that a little bit later.
Rickson Wingrove now, the third baseman. 0 for 5 yesterday with a strikeout, but a solid hitter. Very dangerous.
Yeah, indeed. Wind's blowing in today from left to right.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
So if anybody's going to have a chance to poke it out, it's going to be one of these lefty sluggers, particularly ones we're seeing here with Adelaide batting 2 and 3.
Hits him again. Strike 2. 2 quick strikes.
I can hear the buzz in the ballpark yet.
It's hit sharply into center field. Aiden Willis back on the warning track or just in front of it. Makes the play, 2 down.
That was a well-struck ball. I'm sure you heard it even on the audio at home, that
Yes.
crack of the bat. There's nothing like it. And Willis did a good job fading back on that. It was over his shoulder, but he knew he had enough time that he didn't have to get on his horse and take his eye off the ball. He was able to drift back and keep his eye on it the whole time because it was hit so flat. It could have been knuckling a little bit. So good he kept his eye on it. Hell of a catch.
2 good young center fielders, Partington for Adelaide and Willis for the Aces. As Jordan McCardle steps in, the first baseman, 1 for 3 yesterday with a walk. Going inside. Ball 1. Just getting underway here at the Melbourne ballpark.
Crowd's still coming in, I think. Oh, good. Look at these stands.
Another big crowd in the party deck as well, too. It's hit sharply into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And McCardle is on, drops just in front of Bertucci. Didn't have a play on that. First hit of the ball game.
There's Mitch Edwards coming to the plate. I had a bit of a chat with him before the game.
Did you?
Yeah, I bumped into him in the weight room. Just not that I was lifting weights or anything. I just walked by and he was just doing the rolling ball on his foot. I think it can tighten up after you caught a night. You just roll your ball of your foot on a ball.
Yep. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. Did score a run in that 3-0 win.
We just kind of had the question. So what's Adelaide doing right with all these young players? Because he's seeing it too.
What do you say?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know.
Well, at least you asked the question.
Yeah.
Inside, ball 2.
And we talked a little bit about his time in the U.S. He played in the Phillies organization a bit. And I'll tell you, though, he had such high praise for what the Aces, and sorry, we're the home callers here, so we do talk up our organization, but I'll come back to it in a minute, but Mitch had some really nice things to say about the Aces organization.
It's popped back right out of play.
He was impressed by the crowd last night. We were just under 1,000 people last night. He said, wow, it's an exhibition game and you're drawing well like that. We're going to be over 1,000, I would think, for sure tonight.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and just all the improvements at the ballpark, the way this place has been transformed.
Yep. 2-1 pitch. Oof. Good looking pitch, but doesn't get the strike, so count moves to 3-1.
Yeah, nice kid, Edwards. Enjoyed the chat.
Runner going, swing and a miss,
No chance.
no throw, even though Jordan McCardle is hardly Ricky Henderson.
No, but we weren't holding him on.
But you're right.
And I'm not sure why we weren't holding him on, to tell you the truth. So, well, we're doing a session tonight after hours with Jack Barry. I'll see if I remember. I'll ask him the question. You can stay tuned after the broadcast and listen in for yourself.
So full count now.
Just want to pull the ball. Yeah.
Get a walk.
Yeah, well, we had room for him, I guess, but yeah, just it gets back to that efficiency. If we need him to eat some innings tonight, we need him to. We need balls put in play so the defense has a chance to make it out.
Especially when you get the first 2 out really quickly.
Yeah.
Here's Liam Bull now, second baseman, 1 for 4 yesterday.
Oh God, and that play that George hit off a pitcher's leg and full body extension. That was a play of the game for sure.
Inside corner, strike 1.
Like a bit of a breaking ball missed high. Had that spin, just didn't cut.
1-1 is the count. That's skied out of play down the first base line.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch. That was in his kitchen. He just couldn't get his hands inside it to get through the pitch, and just opened up his front side, dropped his bat barrel, which is why you saw that pop up over the first base stand.
Gets away from the catcher, Graham, and it's going to move the runners along. So just like that,
Yeah, really cruisy innings, like you know, and in a game where 3 runs on a windy night like tonight, a little warmer tonight, ball might carry better, blowing a little different direction. But last night, 2 runs seemed like a lot, and 3 seemed insurmountable. Now they've got 2 in scoring position here, but 2 balls, 2 strikes. We can get out of it with a strike or here. I'll take a strike. Let's not even put it in play. Let's strike him out. There's the off-speed pitch.
Grounded to third, foul. That would have been a tough play for George, to be honest. It was rolling so slowly. Probably better than it went foul, to be honest.
Yeah, unless in the next pitch he drives in 2 with a hit, but you're dead absolutely right, Ed. Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right, because that would have been, we've been safe on first, runners at first and third, and a run in. So yeah. And we really don't want Max Stagg to step up to the plate, as you mentioned earlier. He had 4 for 4 last night, so let's take our chances with Liam Bull.
There's a 2-2 pitch. 2 outs, 2 men on. Grounded to third. George is going to have to make that play after. A long throw to first. Got him. Nice play. Darryl George. Aces get out of the inning.
Oh, boy.
A little bit shaky there, but they managed to get out of it. No runs on 1 hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless game.
History and a coffee.
See some street art?
Maybe go to a museum.
Grab a gelato.
And have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Recently, I've been working very closely with Light and Easy, and I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. They don't make diet food. Instead, they create nutritious and delicious food for you to enjoy to help manage your weight, improve your health, and also save you time. And that same great food can help minimize your chances of suffering many illnesses later in life. So, the secret to losing weight and being healthy is simply eating delicious food. Try Light and Easy for yourself.
Melbourne Arts Precinct in South Bank is home to Australia's highest concentration of art organizations, including the Arts Centre, Melbourne Malthouse Theatre, Australian Centre for Contemporary Art, Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, Australian Ballet, and the National Gallery of Victoria, the oldest and most visited gallery in Australia.
Love that National Gallery, Ed, I'll tell you.
Absolutely. Great place.
You know, I was on an early date with my my current partner of 4 years, and they had this room full of giant skulls. And you wouldn't think that would be a very romantic place, but if you look at the picture of the two of us, so in love, in a sea of giant skulls, and it was one of our first romantic picture. Anyway, only the National Gallery can that happen, right?
Bottom of the first inning, the Melbourne Challenge between the Melbourne Aces and the visitors, the Adelaide Giants. Aiden Willis, 2 for 4 yesterday, Rob. Your man leading off again. Adelaide pitcher tonight, Lachlan Wells.
And just getting back to Willis, that's a key with this kid. You know, you saw him swinging first pitch there, but that was a good pitch to hit. He's not afraid. He's aggressive, but he's selectively aggressive, which he's swinging at his pitch. And we got to his last at-bat last night. I think it was in the 7th or the 8th. And he got down 1-2, you know, swinging at good pitches, not quite hitting them. And he just battled back, didn't chase bad pitches, and ended up getting a nice single up the middle for his second hit.
Pitch is low in the dirt, 1-1. Lachlan Wells, 24-year-old, spent 4 years with the Sydney Blue Sox, pitching the World Baseball Classic, Premier 12, been in the Twins organization, so knows what he's doing. That's a slow rolling grounder. Willis runs pretty well. Darcy Berry up with it, rifle arm to first, got him. Very close play, but out at first.
Ian Gavin on the call down there at first base. Actually, check my binoculars. Yep. Now look at that pitch on the outer half there. This is where perhaps it didn't have the ideal. It wasn't a bad pitch to hit. Maybe it had cut away from him just a little bit. Oh.
Good stretch there.
Yeah,
for the Cardinals.
fantastic.
Brings up Trent D'Antonio, the Blue Sox player on loan. 0 for 4 yesterday. Not a great way to start your loan series. But he is a proven hitter. Facing, actually, probably would assume, maybe a former teammate, Lachlan Wells.
Lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah. And he rifles that into center. Partington comes in, makes the play. Covers that center field beautifully, does he?
Yeah.
Partington.
Yeah, two nice young center fielders in the series. And D'Antonio hit the ball hard last night, but it got up in the air. Probably would have been a double in the gap, but again, Partington tracked it down due to the wind.
That's a better start there for him. Made good contact. Daryl George now saw Daryl before the game. Jokingly told him he was due for a hit. He said, I certainly am. 0 for 4 yesterday. A couple of strikeouts. Just didn't look that comfortable last night. But then again, Luke Wilkins made a lot of people look uncomfortable last night.
God, he threw well.
Sure did. 2 outs, bottom of first.
Ooh.
Fouled back, strike 1.
Yeah, a little bit on the outer half there. Probably not his ideal pitch to be jumping on early in the count, but again, so easy for us up here to talk. He's Daryl George. We're just Ed and Rob. But
that little camera there taking a beating. That's high.
Yeah, good leave there.
1-1.
Gosh, beautiful night here.
Sure is.
First base stand is completely packed. You can barely fit another person in.
It's fouled out of play just over the party deck.
Yeah, there you go. You see a sea of, not quite a sea of blue, but quite a few blue jerseys there. But that's because we had the curtain raiser today between the Palm Beach Blue Jays from down Chelsea Heights Way. And then we had the Barrack Baseball Club here as well with their Little League Majors. They had a really nice match out on the outer diamond. We'll talk about that more through the evening. Right now, Daryl George at the plate.
1-2 is the count. Fouls that away.
Like the pitch, just didn't quite catch up to it. Wells has got a little giddy up when he needs it. Much like Luke Wilkins last night. He was every bit of low to mid 90s last night. I got down in the Jet Courier section down behind home plate, and oh gosh, he was dealing.
Yep.
And I was really glad I was up here, not down there on the field. I'll tell you, catching or hitting would have been a challenge. He could throw.
This is game 2 of this 3-game series. Already played 5. These two clubs. Adelaide with a 3-2 lead at the minute. That's it sharply to third. Gets past Rickson Wingrove and Daryl George. We said he was due. He delivers.
Yeah, and he was a little fooled on that pitch, but he did a good job of keeping the barrel, extending the barrel through this hitting zone. And at the end of the day, just barrel the ball. Might not be a double or a homer, but he's on base, and that brings up Jack Barry.
Your man, Jack Barry.
Yeah.
Real character.
Yeah, you can see he was just a little out in front, but he did, again, good job keeping the bat through the bat head through a bit last night. And stay tuned. There's a Jack Barry After Hours, a nice segment running after the show tonight. We'll see what Jack has to say.
I love it.
Well, the boys put together a nice graphic for it.
Hit we mentioned out to the fence. The wind really held that up.
He said he couldn't have hit it any harder,
Yeah.
and it would have been out of any ballpark. He said it would have been out of the Polo Grounds. I think he was right, but that's how strong the wind was last night. And and Partington made a great catch up in the fence, right by the Vibrant sign in right center field.
It's fouled right back into the net.
I'll correct that, Ed. It might have been by the Ozsport sign in right center field. And I say that because I used to be the national sales manager for Ozsport years ago, for old Russell Wyatt, the old owner. Anyway, shout out to them. They do a nice job. I don't know the new people well, but Ozsport's always been a great supporter in the baseball community.
Two strikes on Barry here. 2 outs. Runner on first. Just missed. Good eye from Barry there. Whew.
Yeah.
Braver man than I would be.
Yeah, Stewie could have called that, but yeah. Oh, Stewie Howe. Good to see him behind the plate. I'm going to say that a few times, and I got a few things to share about that man.
One-two pitch coming up. Barry stays alive.
Yeah, that was a keep me alive swing.
Yep.
Good job there. Just foul it off, Get to the next pitch, stay alive, see what happens next. Ryan Dale on deck. At the end of the day, we just need Jack on base. We don't need a double or triple. Just get on base, keep the conga line going. And that's how you're thinking 1 and 2 as well.
Yep.
It's a different approach. Get on base, give the next guy a chance. Keep your team in the game.
Wells to Barry one more time. Hit sharply down the left field line, but foul. Got every bit of that, just a little ahead of it. He knows it too. Look at him.
Yeah.
May have broken the bat on that. In fact, he is going in for another stick.
Yeah, again, I can't wait to see what he wears. I can't wait to see what he has to say, Jack Barry, after hours tonight. Hopefully he does a few good things in the game. We might chat about that as well.
He's a real character, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but we just had a real nice chat last night after the game. It just seemed the right thing. I wish we had the camera there last night, just speaking about his mother and his journey in baseball, the difference his mother made to him, his time playing in the U.S. and college, and a little bit of pro ball.
There's a pitch, high, ball 2, 2-2.
And here's something Mel O'Connor mentioned to me. He's actually getting, and he talked about it a little bit as well when we chatted last night. But he's actually got his own juice store.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'll ask about that too. Good eye, 3-2. That's nice. And now, you know, look, even a deep single in the gap, but certainly a double is going to score Gerald George now, because at 3-2, 2 outs, he's going to be going on the pitch.
Yep.
And that's where that pitch there by Wells was important to get the result there, because now a hit has a much better chance of scoring George.
3-2 is the count, as Rob mentioned. So George will be running. There he goes.
That's the one that'll score him. To be fair, he didn't really get well into motion there.
I was just about to say that, but Barry's in with a double. Aces have 2 men on. The 2 guys we needed to hit have delivered.
Yeah.
But you're right about George. He didn't exactly go hard, did he, from that start?
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't think he could have scored from first on that play, but he did not get a good jump off first base.
Yep.
But a nice hit by Jack Barry. As we've been known to say about him, I like the cut of his jib. Great personality.
Yeah, trademark that.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe we'll get some T-shirts made up for next year. We'll see. But hey, Ryan Dale, he's got the soul glow. What's he got tonight for us?
He was 0 for 3 last night, but George and Barry were hitless as well. So maybe this is time to bring him in.
Yeah, look at Barry hit that ball flatter. George hit the ball, you know, on the ground. You know, their adjustment in the approach. Shanahan had him in the cage today. They were working on stuff. I'm sure this came up in conversation. Good on them for making some adjustments.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Lachlan Wells.
Yeah.
1-1.
But we don't need a double or a single's going to score 2 now. It'll be in motion. Barry will score on a single because he's moving on 2 outs.
That's hit into center field. Partington is right there, unfortunately. Aces get 2 hits, but they can't push a run across. And we will head to the top of the 2nd inning, still scoreless from Melbourne Ballpark.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum.
Grab a gelato.
And have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Recently, I've been working very closely with Light and Easy, and I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. They don't make diet food. Instead, they create nutritious and delicious food for you to enjoy to help manage your weight, improve your health, and also save you time. And that same great food can help minimise your chances of suffering many illnesses later in life. So, the secret to losing weight and being healthy is simply eating delicious food. Try Light and Easy for yourself.
Palm Beach and Barrack families. Again, the kids had a game, a Little League major game in the Outer Diamond. Nick Wern put a lot of time into getting the field ready.
Who won it?
Palm Beach won. It was a considerable score. It was actually a considerable difference in the score, but that's just how it goes in a Little League game sometimes. But all the kids had a great time, and they were so thrilled. Peter Moylan, Graham Lloyd, John Diebel, Mick Wern all came down and said hello and watched the game.
Ace. Was Ace there, the dog?
No, Ace was not there,
Ace
actually,
was
which
not
I'm
there.
surprised. Somebody might have been feeding him a hot dog someplace. I'm not sure, but yeah. Had a chance to hang out with Mick Wern and Ace for a while last
Great.
night. We'll perhaps refer to
Great
it a bit
people.
later. Yeah, the architect of this ball club.
Great man.
Yeah.
And great dog. Stephen Chambers, second inning of work. Max Stagg, Brody Areola, Griffin Weber. Guys did some damage last night. In fact, 8 for 12. Those three guys were yesterday. That's
Yeah.
6, 7, and 8 in the order. That's impressive. Swing and a miss. Chambers got him.
Yeah, glad to be facing him with nobody on base.
Yeah, 2 quick strikes on Stagg.
I've got a train rolling by in the outfield.
That's high. Ball 1, 1 and 2.
I believe that's the Light and Easy train. I don't know if we'll get a camera on that, but the wind's not going to be very favorable today. But if you hit the train with the ball, nice work there by Mitch blocking that pitch. I was just going to say, if you hit the train with the ball, it's a 1-year free subscription to Light and Easy, the Light and Easy train. So every ballpark needs a good train. Well, we got the Light and Easy train here at Melbourne
That would
Ballpark.
be an 800-foot home run, I think. if
True.
you hit that. Chambers inside. So started 0-2. Now it's 3-2. So good eye from the youngster Max Stagg. 17-year-old. Let's hit down to George.
Oh, my gosh.
Tough play with Darryl George. What a throw. Barry
Oh, my
Scoop.
God.
Play of the night. I know it's only the second inning. That is an incredible play from George and Barry.
He almost collides with the umpire there at third base as well. Hustling out of the box.
Look at that scoop from Barry.
Yeah, he's been scooping them all weekend thus
Yep,
far.
Sure has.
And again, he's been out there early, putting in the extra time with his head coach.
There's Brody Areola. 3 for 4 yesterday. 20-year-old, another youngster, Port Adelaide product. Good pitch. 1-1.
Getting back to Jack Barry, I think the play that really impressed me last night was that ball, that hard hit ball, took the funny hop off the lip at the back of the dirt.
Good pitch outside corner, strike 2.
Yeah, if you're observing the field here, it's brown turf with dirt cutouts, and sometimes the ball can hit off that right around first base, just behind first base. That lip can really make an awful hop for the first baseman or third baseman, in which case.
That's in the dirt, well blocked.
And that's something I want to speak to him about as well. We're aware he's been putting a lot of time in with Pete Moylan on the picks and the throws, and the defense is really showing with Barry this season.
That's inside. Actually, that was a strike. My apologies.
Stewie Howe on the call.
Got him.
Yeah.
Stewie Howe fooled me. 2 down. Griffin Weber now, designated hitter, 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Lined into right center field for a base hit. It's certainly one. Willis gets over and cuts it off.
Yeah, Wills
for
won't let that turn into a double.
Griffin Weber. Second hit of the night for the Adelaide Giants. Brings up Darcy Barrett.
Got to be really exciting for these Barrack Little Leaguers. Aiden Willis is one of their own. He's a member of their club. How exciting is that to come out and see one of your club mates playing for the Aces?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Of course, we have Marcus Graham from Barrack behind the plate as well.
2 outs. Got a man on first. And Darcy Barry, 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI.
Ooh,
Foul back.
right off the handle. Lucky he didn't break the bat there. I'll tell you what, when you're playing in northern Iowa in April or March, late March, you do not want to take one off the hands. Oh my gosh, it's
Will
cold.
they be playing wood bats or metal?
They should be playing metal. It's a college, but gosh, still hurts. Oh, nice piece of hitting.
Hit into right field. Bertucci comes in and makes it, but nice hit. Darcy Berry continues.
Yeah, he didn't try to do too much with that.
No.
We should see that on the replay. Pitch was breaking low and away. He didn't try to pull the ball. He saw it. He let it get deep. He saw it. He waited back, and he dumped a single the other way. And that was the key for them last night, was that station-to-station hitting in a windy night. Hey, we're hitting the ball well, too. Don't get me wrong. But Adelaide still, bottom of the order, is continuing to tick over just like they did last night.
Leadoff man Partington struck out his first time up. Very mature player for an 18-year-old kid. We saw him in that first series steal a base when he noticed that third base was unoccupied.
Yeah, and then the lights went out. Yeah,
went out, but he absolutely just shows some real baseball savvy. Sharp. George scoops up, goes to second. Dangerous play.
Jeff Dunn on the
got
call.
it. That was very close. I thought George was going to first.
Yeah, that was
to second.
That was a dangerous play. Hopefully, maybe we might get a quick replay here. Yeah, that could have been safe. Let's see, but it was so close. You know, easy for us to look at the replay and determine. Well, cloud of dust, you can't tell. Jeff Dunn was right there.
Very close. We'll be back bottom of the second right after this.
We're thinking of grabbing a bite tonight. Any new places close by?
Well, actually, oh, and there's also,
Oh,
I think 20's enough.
yeah, that should do us.
Hey, guys. I want to apologize. I said that last call was by Jeff Dunn at second base. That was actually Casey Cook made the call at second base there. Apologies to Casey and to Jeff Dunn. Close play. And here we are. We're kicking off here in the bottom of the second inning. Aces were threatening last inning. Didn't necessarily go their way. That'll bring up the right fielder, Nick Bertucci. He had 2 hits last night, 2 hustle hits, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I was talking to Mick Wern about that before the game. Just the fact that he's got some speed and he hustles and just a good, good young talent like so many of these other players we're seeing.
That came up in my conversation with Nick and Ace, with Mick and Ace, Ace the Wonder Dog as well. Ooh, right on that pitch.
Right back.
Yeah. I think the way Mick said it, forgive me for paraphrasing here if I didn't say it quite right, if you're listening, Mick, but just you look at the guy's size and the way he can swing the bat, and you don't expect him to move that well, I guess, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess what he was trying to say.
No, I agree. Hit sharply to second under the glove of Liam Bull. Another base hit for Nick Bertucci.
Boy, as soon as I saw him dive, I thought he'd come up with the kind of series he's been having with him. Yeah.
Third hit of the night for the Aces, so already almost up to last night's total of 4. There's George Khalil now, the shortstop. Had a nice chat with him before the game. University of South Carolina product, loves it there. Had a great time. Graduated with a degree in psychology.
It's at Greenville, I think.
It's in Columbia.
Columbia,
Yeah,
you got me.
Capital. First pitch is a ball.
And just getting back to Bertucci's at bat as well. He did a really good job of just waiting to see the pitch. It was somewhat down the middle, but we'll just wait a moment.
swing and a miss.
But just getting back to Bertucci, you can afford to let the ball get deep if you're making sure that you have a good contact point deep in the zone. And he did that, saw the pitch, drove that hit the other way under Bull's glove. It was a really nice piece of hitting by a young player.
Khalil's the next guy we need to get on track here. He was 0 for 4 yesterday, but really seeing his first action. Missed that last series, I think was COVID related. I know he was penciled in for that. It was a late withdrawal. So 2 balls and a strike. It's from East Hampton, the Cheltenham Baseball Club. Home of our good friend Travis Blackley. That's hit into right field. Stagg is back, should be able to make a play, does. 1 away.
But just, even though the flags seem to be blowing just as hard as they did last night, it just seems like the wind's a bit less oppressive.
Agreed.
But let's see what happens after dark.
Yep. There's Marcus Graham now, the catcher. Did not play yesterday. They're kind of resting these guys from Barrick. Headed to Arizona Western University next year. This year. Broken bat, right back to the pitcher, goes to second. Barry to first. Double play. Darcy Barry turns it. Whew.
Yeah, look,
How about that?
tip your cap to good baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Adelaide seemed to make the plays.
Look how let's see if he keeps his foot on the bag. I'm sure he does, but it wasn't easy. High throw from Wells. Look at that throw, takes him up high. Manages to still scrape his foot across the bag and make a quick, solid throw. Darcy Barry, good young player.
Still remains scoreless, headed to the top of the third.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum
Grab a gelato.
and have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Stephen Chambers still on the mound for the Melbourne Aces as we go to the top of the third. Game 2 in this series of the Melbourne Challenge. If you look at it, it's a 7-game series. 3 in Melbourne, 1 in Adelaide already played, and 1 last night. Adelaide lead the series 3-2. If you look at it that way, we are, just to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, well, it's bragging rights. It's
It
the
is
Melbourne
bragging
Challenge.
rights. That's
We're
right.
playing against Adelaide. We'd like to, I think City of Melbourne, who's done so much to make this series happen, would appreciate it if we could at least even it up tonight to make it mean something tomorrow.
Here's Rickson Wingrove, the third baseman. He flew out his first time up.
It just gets away from Graham. And again, I think we're looking to get some innings out of Chambers tonight, to eat some innings. So far, so good. But he needs to be efficient, giving up 3 hits so far.
Yeah, each team 3 hits, but no runs. That's down low for a ball. 2-0. Fouled back, 2 balls and a strike. Ed Wyatt, Rob Novotny with you. Amy McCann will join us again for 4, 5, and 6, and Rob will come back to finish it off 7, 8, and 9. Good to have a crew like that along. Thank you for watching. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped out of play. It's going to be 2-2.
Yeah, I'd love to get by the heavy-hitting lefty again. Flew out to center field last time. And again, the wind's not as oppressive, and you know, if anybody's going to poke one out, it's going to be a lefty, the way the wind's blowing from left to right.
Yep. That's in the dirt.
Nice block by Graham.
Sure was. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, he's a Barrack Baseball Club product, like Aiden Willis in center. We're going to plug them a little bit because their kids, their Little League kids, are here to play today in the Curtain Raiser.
3-2 pitch. Got him. Wingrove was ready to take off for the walk. Stewie Howe said, "You're not going anywhere, my friend." 1 away.
Stewie Howe, here's something for you, Ed. Stewie Howe in the strikeout call. Tonight is his 5,063rd game that he has umpired in his 42-year baseball career.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Games.
4 World Championships he's coached in, or not coached in, umpired in. 42-year umpire.
Here's Jordan McCardle now, the first baseman, singled his first.
Oh.
That is hit very well. Will it stay fair? I think it's foul.
Oh, it got so high we couldn't see it.
Yeah, we had no clue.
Couldn't follow it.
No clue where that was.
And look, if it did go foul, which apparently it did, it's because of that cross breeze coming from left to right pushed it foul.
That was hit. And no sooner had you said if the ball's going to leave the park, it's from a lefty. There you go, Jordan McCardle, the lefty. And that almost left, well, did leave the park, just not legally.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Wow.
We'll take it.
Aces dodge a bullet there.
There we go.
Strike 2.
Getting back to Stewie Howe. So he's done 4 World Championships. I believe Brazil, Mexico, Canada, and Australia. He's umpired at the World Championships.
0-2 pitch.
Nice off
Breaking
speed.
ball.
Just a little up.
Didn't get it.
For so many years of fixtures in the ABL.
Yep.
And I just, you know, I've gotten to know him a bit. I'll talk about him a bit through the night. It's quite an accomplishment, 5,063 games. But last night was his first ABL game of the season, first plate of the summer. The umpires, some of the umpires here in Victoria have had a little bit of a break. Don't need to go into the details of it necessarily, but, you know, the gratitude, particularly Stu and Ian Gavin, to be back.
It's hit sharply down, foul in the first base line. You're in contrast to some of my previous co-commentators who remain unnamed.
Oh, this is kind of.
We've had a few chats about Stewie Howe that aren't nearly as nice as you have been. But that's with every umpire.
Yeah.
You know, when you're calling a game and you don't get the calls your way, that's your natural look. Certainly a testament to his longevity and ability to be able to do it for that long.
Yeah, well, he's not Cowboy Joe West. You know what I mean? He's not Angel Hernandez. He's
just retired today, didn't
yeah.
he? Joe West, I think I read that. 3-2 pitch.
Oh,
got him.
Another strikeout.
Good stuff.
You know, just to speak to Stu Howe, so my club, I coach, and I'm actually the president at the Palm Beach Baseball Club, and we played a warm-up game here in January during the long break against the Police, and then we played another one on Australia Day, and Stu umpired the plate on both of those games, and I'll keep with the story here in a moment.
Mitch Edwards at the plate now. Walked his first time up, takes a strike. 4 strikeouts tonight for Chambers, by the way.
And that first game back in mid-January, kind of a warm-up to the season resuming, you could just see emotionally it meant so much to him to get back on the diamond.
That's odd.
In the end, against the Police, lovely squad. They played really great spirit. We had one of our young kids come up with the bases loaded in the last inning. And I forget the fellow's name, the catcher for the Police actually said to our kid at the plate, "Hey, you can do it, kid. If you get your," you know, like really in that spirit. And sure enough, this young guy, his name is Ed Steer, 15 years old. He drove in the game. I'm sorry, 16 years old. Drove in the game-winning run. And Stu Howe took all of us, instead of shaking hands after the game, he took both teams together and called us all together and just thanked us for the sportsmanship of the game. And just, again, I'll continue in a moment.
3-1 pitch. 3-2.
And just how it had been played with the true spirit of baseball,
right.
and the emotion there.
Yep.
And then I was lucky enough we played in the Stray Day against some good past players. Brendan Wilson from the Angels, was it with the Angels organization, struck me out on a nasty slider. I had to catch, but I caught 7 innings in front of Stu that day in the Stray Day. It was hot.
3-2 pitch coming up.
Ball 4.
Walk. Edwards' second walk of the night for Mitch Edwards.
Yeah, Stewie called that on purpose because he knew he's probably listening in. You know, rabbit ears down there, the umpire. You can tell we're talking about him in a nice way, so he wanted to extend the story and extend the inning.
Brings up Liam Bull now, grounded out, his first time up.
And yeah, it was a hot day in the 30, in the mid 30s. Luckily we played a morning game, and our catcher was away. I had to step in and catch 7 innings. But Stu worked his first full game behind the plate that day. Whereas in the police game, they kind of rotated it around, and we're just sweating it out in the delirium of the heat, And he asked me how I was doing, and I said to myself, and there's nothing else I'd rather do than be doing this right now. And he said, you know what? Me too. Just something about the game. It gets in your blood, Ed.
It does indeed. 0-1 pitch coming now from Chambers. Runner on first.
By the way,
high.
I will add I broke up the no-hitter in the 5th myself. Showed my guys how to do it. Sorry, guys, you're going to call me out on that when I get back to the club. But
Chambers taking a long time between pitches with that runner on. Outside.
But to wrap it up with Stu, so I just went down to wish him luck in the umpire's room before the game, and just had a bit of a chat. And I said, at the end of the day, what does this mean to you? What does baseball mean to you? And you saw a little emotion in his face and in his eyes.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
And he said, Rob, baseball is my life.
There we go.
And you could feel the emotion in his voice. Those are the people we have working the games. This is why the city of Melbourne bringing us together, the Aces and the Giants. This is what it means to us,
Absolutely.
right down to the umpires.
Runner going, hit into left field over George. Neve to the line, scoops it. Runner going to third. He can't make the play, bobbles it. And that's going to put runners on second and third with 2 outs.
These young Adelaide guys, he did a nice job again of just keeping his bat in the hit, just like Daryl George did in the at-bat before.
Yeah.
He just extended his bat through the hitting zone. He was fooled on the off-speed pitch there, but he kept the bat in the hitting zone long enough just to drive the ball. And that's good hitting, and to see that out of a young hitter is just really fantastic.
Here's that bottom of the order that's been so effective here. Max Stagg grounded out his first time up, but was 4 for 4 yesterday. So big at bat here for him. Big hitter for Stephen Chambers to try and get out. Pitch is low.
And again, this gets back to before with 2 runners in scoring position. We had it, they had it once, and then we did it the next inning. And 2 runs looks big in a night when the wind could get windy.
Outside corner for a strike. 1-1.
We'll take it.
That's outside for a ball.
He wanted it outside, but I don't think not
Yeah,
quite that far
exactly.
outside.
That's exactly right. Scoreless game.
But you got first base open here. A guy who was 4 for 4 last night. I'm going to keep the ball off the plate. You don't want to give in here to the young kid. I throw a breaking ball away, anything but not a fastball. One of the, I guess you got another good hitter coming up next in Areola, but Stagg dominated us last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Fair enough to challenge him, but you know what? You don't have to give in here. You've got first base open with 2 outs.
Absolutely right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. No score. That's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch coming up.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't be afraid to throw an off-speed pitch here. He's not looking for it.
Yep.
You hear me all right?
As you said, you got first base open. Grounded back to the pitcher. That should get it done.
That was the off-speed pitch, wasn't it? That was the off-speed pitch. He was looking for a fastball 3-2, and he got him on the off-speed.
Aces get out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless from Melbourne Ballpark.
So we're following a COVID-safe plan. It's our COVID-safe promise to you, and by following the plan, we can stay safe and stay.
We're thinking of grabbing a bite tonight. Any new places close by?
Well, actually... Oh, and there's also...
Oh,
I think 20's enough.
yeah, that should do us.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark.
Equality.
Flag blowing in the breeze, indeed.
Yeah, we have a referendum here for equality. That's City of Melbourne and Victoria.
You see the Melbourne sign behind the home plate. Series would not have been able to go ahead without the City of Melbourne, State of Victoria, and of course the Aces and the Giants.
Lachlan Wells still out on the mound.
Number 9 hitter Bronson Neve now. 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk. Good looking young prospect.
Yeah, he was hitting the ball well in BP today.
He's tall. He's young. Got plenty of time to learn the game. He's only just turned 18. Can play a lot of positions. Fouls that one back. 2 quick strikes.
And we got Amy McCann coming to join us in just a half an inning here. I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to try to find that hot dog today. I packed myself a peanut butter sandwich. Just get it over with, eat, feel good, focus on the game.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Neve from Wales. Fouls back, stays alive.
But, I mean, the Kransky, I had one after the game. These Kranskys that they serve.
They're very good.
In these giant artesian buns. And the Kransky's got the little bit of cheese, and they put a little sauerkraut with it. I can't take time to eat it today.
Swing and a miss, got him.
I mean, I'm sure if I asked nicely, I could have one, but it would just take my focus away from the game. And I got to be keeping my book and keep the head in it because I'm going to be back in the 6th, you know, or in the 7th, I should say.
First strikeout of the night for Lachlan Wells. Top of the order now, Aiden Willis. Grounded out his first time up.
Let's see what he does here.
Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch, fooled him.
Yeah.
That's high. Ball 1-1-1.
Patient hitter. He's not going to chase. He might fool him, but he's not going to chase. Fool him on speed. He won't go out of the zone, though. Oof. There you go.
Fastball inside. Ball 2. Bottom of 3, scoreless game. That's ripped.
Oh!
Wow, that was close down at the dugout.
Yeah.
Giants dugout that almost hit a player.
Yeah.
Wow.
Luckily, it hit the padded railing and went down and didn't hit the padding railing and bounce up. Because otherwise it could have been a dental bill.
Don't know if you'll see it here, but...
And it just hits off that rounded foam padding at the top of the dugout, or the dugout rail. And, you know, just a little higher, it could have skipped up and got somebody in the face.
Swing and a miss. Got it. 2 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, look,
Lachlan
swing.
Wells.
Might have been a strikeout, but he's swinging a good pitch as he just was a little overmatched in that at bat, quite honestly, as we all are sometimes. But I'll tell you, you really increase your chances to be successful if you're swinging at good pitches. It sounds simple, Ed.
Yep.
A lot of guys can't do it, and that's why Aiden Willis is on track to do some good things in the future. But that brings up Trent D'Antonio.
Does indeed. Designated hitter. Hit a well-hit ball to center field last time. It was caught by Partington.
Ooh.
Strike on. Good pitch.
Get me over curveball, lefty to lefty. You gotta like that. Well, not if you're an Aces fan, but if you're a baseball fan, that's good pitching, is what it is.
Yes, it is.
Good lead there. Yeah, good lead there. Up and away.
1-1.
Good location by Wells. You're hoping he might chase that getting behind in the account. But again, a little bit more zeroed in and focused approach to conditions here for the Aces.
Outside corner, strike 2. Good pitch.
Boy, 2 strikes. Is he going to strike out the side? His first 3 Ks in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? Hasn't
Yeah.
been a strikeout till this inning.
Ooh.
Just missed 2-2. I guess you like that if you're Adelaide.
Yeah.
The fact that Wells seems to be getting a little stronger here in the 3rd inning.
Boy, nice block there by Mitch Edwards. Just again, speaking to him as we bumped into each other before the game, and he takes a lot of pride in his blocking. Really was fun to talk to him about that.
That's blooped into left field. Going to be a tough play out there, but it's made by Areola. And the Aces go 1, 2, 3 in this inning. Rob, you're going to take a break. Amy McCann is going to come in, and we will go from 4, 5, and 6. We'll see you here back for the 7th. Back after this.
We're thinking of grabbing a bite tonight. Any new places close by?
Well, actually... Oh, and there's also...
Oh,
I think 20's enough.
yeah, that should do us.
In Melbourne, you can uncover some of the city's most revered places of significance to Aboriginal people and understand the locals who were and still are central to Aboriginal existence. Aboriginal art, culture, nature, and history are all in abundance in Melbourne. Check it out. Welcome back to the ballpark. Scoreless as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Rob Novotny is run off to get a hot dog, joined by former women's baseball superstar Amy McCann. Great to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Came running up the highway after a game today, I understand.
Yes, I know. Former Australian player. I'm still playing club for the Doncaster Baseball Club. We were down in Geelong today, and I can guarantee that the wind is just as windy. Can wind be windy? Down there at Geelong. But yeah, Geelong Baseball Club was looking picture perfect today.
Well, Brody Areola will lead off here for the Aces against Stephen Chambers. And that's hit hard into center field, but will be an easy play for Aiden Willis. 1 away. One away. Griffin Weber now steps in. We talked about the bottom of this Adelaide lineup, Amy, yesterday, going 9 for 16, the bottom 4 hitters.
Yeah, Stagg, Areola and Webber have been really fantastic to watch, and I was really impressed, with some of the hitting as we just watched this pitch. Yeah, just really impressed with the hitting from that bottom of the... And when that bottom of the order gets up, it's the pressure. If your bottom third is hitting, that pressure then on the top is just so much... hold on.
Thought that was foul, but it's going to be called fair. A little nubber that's picked up by Chambers, and that's a quick 2 outs.
Yeah, we call just keeping the lineup moving. We talked about it last night, having
Yep.
that second lead-off. It seems like they got 7, 8, 9. They got 3 lead-offs, bringing to the top of the lineup. That's all you can ask. Keep that moving.
Here is Darcy Berry, singled his first time up. He's already made a couple of good plays in short. Very talented young man. He's really risen to the top here in this series between the Aces and the Giants. That's grounded foul just over the Giants dugout.
Yeah, just talking of the Adelaide young group, we've spoken a lot about both. Just continue after this pitch.
Fouled away.
Yeah, I spent some time last night down talking to Sarah Kelly, who's the general manager of Baseball South Australia, and just what they're doing over there at the moment. In particular, we see all the juniors here for the Adelaide Giants, but I think I spoke about it earlier around the women's program and the junior programs over there. It's one of the best in the country, what they're doing.
Amazing, isn't it? That's high, 1-2. Any reason for it? No, they're just on top of it. It's just organized.
Yeah, look, obviously Sarah's been in the role for 3 years now, and she
Yep.
actually doesn't come from baseball, which I think at times is look, I'm baseball through and through since I've but
Got him. How about that? Outside corner, Barry goes down. Very quick inning. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Amy. We'll talk more after we take this break. Headed to the bottom of the fourth, still scoreless.
We're thinking of grabbing a bite tonight. Any new places close by?
Well, actually... Oh, and there's also...
Oh,
I think 20's enough.
yeah, that should do us.
Greyhound Racing Victoria race coming up very shortly. Could you make your way to the first base gate, please, at the end of the grandstand?
Welcome back to the ballpark. Ed Wyatt, Amy McCann with you, and good wholesome family fun here, passing the pizza around. And another great crowd tonight.
You passing the pizza around?
I'm not. No one's passing it to me either, Amy. I'll be
Relate
honest.
at all.
There's some of the crowd around the All-Star Bar, which is down in right field, the party deck, which is also in the first base line. All-Star Bar down the first base line, not the third base line. Here's Daryl George now leading off. Singled his first time up, made it all the way to third, but couldn't score. Lachlan Wells with his fourth inning of work. He's given up 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Fooled George there on a off-speed pitch. George, I said, looked a little uncomfortable last night, but then Wilkins was pitching so well, a lot of guys looked uncomfortable last night.
This is true. I felt uncomfortable up here, and it's very easy for us to sit up here and tell them to hit the ball on the ground, but yeah, it was a challenge last night.
That's hit a mile high. Third baseman Wingrove under it, makes the play, 1 away.
I have been impressed with the adjustments that the Aces have made tonight. We talked about it. There was 10 strikeouts. I think they were retired 15 or 16 out of 17 batters at one point.
Yep.
A lot of fly balls in that wind, and we see tonight only 1 strikeout so far, and we've seen a lot of hard hit flat balls, which is a really good sign. And
Yep.
that's what we love about baseball. It's one day you're the hero, one day you're the mule, and it's what we love. But it's good to see them making those adjustments overnight.
Jack Barry certainly made an adjustment. 0 for 4 yesterday, doubled his first time up.
0 for 4 with an asterisk in that.
Yes, that one long ball that Rob spoke with him, said would have gone. Barry said it would have been out in any ballpark he's ever played in.
Oh, look, it wouldn't be our toner if it wasn't the wind, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Well, we would, but...
Outside corner, strike 1. Yeah, it's funny. I've been coming here for a long time. You obviously have been playing here for a long time. It's just part of the park, isn't it? You leave home and it's about 25. You come out here, it's about 20. Just the way it is. As long as you're playing for it, it's absolutely fine. Beautiful park.
Yeah.
Comfortable in the stands. Maybe not if you're playing the outfield. 1-1 pitch, foul, just into the net over the Aces dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I was just chatting to Justin Huber just outside before and just commenting on what they've done. And Justin and myself were just laughing about obviously playing here 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And you had the drop-in mound with the softballers, and it was completely different.
Yep.
The dugouts were different, and there's still a lot of people who just sort of think back to those days. But as I said, I keep just absolutely tooting the horn about this place. I love it. I'd love to play out here now.
Yeah, it's great. That's inside, so 2-2. Yeah, it is, you know, for the person that hasn't been out here, comes out the first time and goes, this is great. Yeah, you want to just show them a picture and just say, this is what the Aces have done. Brett Ralph, Mick Wern, and the crew, and here's what they've done. 2-2 pitch, Wells to Barry. Swing and a miss, got him on a tricky one. Barry goes down, 2 out. Third strikeout of the night for Lachlan Wells. Brings up Ryan Dale, still looking for a hit. 0 for 3 yesterday. Flew out his first time up here tonight.
Wonder if Lachlan's twin brother Alex is tuning in from over in the US. His twin brother's with the Orioles organisation.
Hope he would be. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Bottom of the 4th inning, game 2 of this series Melbourne Challenge. Adelaide won last night. One more game to play tomorrow, 1 p.m. Swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes on Ryan Dale. Oh, 2 pitch coming up. Just misses the outside corner. I thought he was gone on that one. I'll be honest. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dale trying to keep this inning alive. Inside, ball 2, 2-2. Nick Bertucci on deck. He's been red hot. 2 hits yesterday, a hit today.
Definition of grinding, those 2 hits last night. Obviously hustled it out. Another
Absolutely.
Good seeing I single under that second baseman's glove earlier. It's, yeah, really been good to watch.
Fouled back, stays alive. Yeah, we're talking about that with Bertucci, just a hustle guy. He doesn't look like he just kind of a big guy, but he's got a bit of speed and he runs hard. Plays a decent right field. 2, 2, and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another foul. Dale staying alive. Working hard here.
A little bit of action, both the bullpens. It's about the time they all set down.
Yep. That's hit hard down the right field line. Pretty sure that will blow foul, and it does. That wind blowing across that prevented McArdle from getting that home run an inning or so ago, and that clearly Stagg gave chase but had no chance.
It's amazing just how far the wind can push the ball. As
It
I
is,
said,
isn't it?
yeah, down in Geelong, we had a ball come out to left field, and it was, left fielders, and suddenly it was in centre field, so kept us on our toes.
Dale steps out. We'll do it again. 2-2. Yeah, pretty much any foul ball down the right field line that gets up in the air is going to blow. After years of calling games here, you know it's probably going to blow under the netting.
And years of driving here, you know not to park down there.
True. That one's fouled in that similar direction, not as far, but Dale continuing to stay alive here. You could look at the party deck and the crowd on first base line there.
Yeah, Justin Huber, I was just commending, as I said, what they've done here. And they had a lot of pre-sales for that first series. And he was a little bit worried there wasn't as many pre-sales for this season, for this series. And the walk-ups has been today and last night. People just deciding, I'm going to go to the ballpark today. And that's fantastic, as we talked about last night.
That is great.
The traffic was not fun to get out here.
No.
So people are going, no, I'm actually going to come out. I just think it's absolutely amazing what they've done. And, yeah, it's to even get some baseball this season.
You're absolutely right on all counts, as Dale fouls another one back. That's about 6 at the moment, I would say. 2-2 pitching. There's another one. I should have been counting. I haven't been, but wasting a lot of baseballs. There you go, bottom of 4. Don't forget, visit melbourne.com. All your information about the great city of Melbourne. Starting to reopen for business, pleasure. Get out, come to town. Here's a 2-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss after all that. Gets him again. Tail goes down. No runs, no hits. Another strikeout. 2 strikeouts for Lachlan Wells. And we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Still no score.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum.
Grab a gelato.
And have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Recently, I've been working very closely with Light and Easy, and I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. They don't make diet food. Instead, they create nutritious and delicious food for you to enjoy to help manage your weight, improve your health, and also save you time. And that same great food can help minimise your chances of suffering many illnesses later in life. So, the secret to losing weight and being healthy is simply eating delicious food. Try Light and Easy for yourself.
Welcome back, Melbourne Ballpark. Beautiful night for baseball. Fans on the party deck enjoying the game. Ed Wyatt along with Amy McCann, former star of the Australian women's national team, still playing locally. Can't get the baseball out of her system.
No, and they threw me on the mound today too. I had to throw an inning.
How's the arm?
It's good.
Right.
Yeah, I only threw one, which is good. So yeah, I haven't been up there for a few years, but no, I'll go wherever the coach tells me to go. Yeah, no, it was good. Good day for the Doncaster Dragons. Great to see Geelong baseball with a couple of women's teams this season.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it was fantastic.
Great to see the game growing, that's for sure. Top of the 5th inning, scoreless game. Top of the order for Adelaide, Jack Partington, Rickson Wingrove, and Jordan McArdle, with Stephen Chambers now into his 5th inning of work. He's given up 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Partington 0 for 2 tonight, strikeout and a ground out. Great fielder, Partington. His hitting has not been as productive, but his fielding has been superb. Outside corner for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, I think obviously with Partington being in centre, he's got some wheels. We can see, obviously, just with his physique there, he's got some wheels. We'll just be keen to see him, as we said, he's struggled this series so far. Keen to see him put the ball into play here.
Well, he's hit that to center field. His fellow youngster in center field makes the play. Aiden Willis, 1 away. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? We're seeing some of these kids, you know, you're 17, you're 18, you still got a lot of growing. You get weights, you get diet thing, you know, all those things that you get in a professional environment or a college environment. That's still to come with some of these guys.
Exactly right. And you're also, they're learning the game. I mean, I'm still learning the game. So you get out here under lights. Sometimes you can get a little bit starstruck or a little bit, see the train out there trying to hit the fence. There's a lot of factors at play here. So as you said, they're still growing. Can only get better.
Rickson Wingrove now steps in, swing and a miss. And I think that's the thing that really has stood out with me for Darcy Barry. I know I've gone on and on about him, but he just seems a little bit more mature in the way he approaches the game with some of these other kids. He's 17 or 18. It's remarkable. Swing and a miss again.
Yeah, as I was saying chatting to Sarah Kelly, the general manager of Baseball SA last night, we were down with the Baseball Victoria board, and she was down there in enemy territory, you could call it. And no, she was very impartial, but yeah, she threw in a couple of cheers for Darcy Barry. I think he's a big favourite amongst a lot of them because it's just the way he plays the game. We can see it from up here.
Absolutely. 0-2 pitch now. Chambers to Wingrove, misses high, 1-2. Yeah, absolutely. Rob and I were talking about that, the sort of maturity we saw in that first series, the stolen base when he saw no one was on third, the one that get canceled by the lights coming out, just to the hit to right when he kind of just sort of got his bat on it. Just those little things really impressed me. And his play at short, obviously. 1-2 pitch. That's hit sharply down the right field line, but foul.
And it's easy to sit there here and go, okay, well, we don't have any imports, and these players might be playing because the imports aren't here. But you cannot understate the importance of. There will be a player or two or three or four that come out of this because of this opportunity. It launches their career. I just did a podcast this week with Tani Lovering, who's one of the world's best catchers, women's baseball.
Yep.
She's been 18 years in the Australian team, got her shot as a bullpen catcher and then went away because someone pulled out. 18 years later, she's still catching for the Australian women's team.
Great.
So she got an opportunity through misfortune, and she's taken that with both hands, both feet, and everything. So you will see that from players out here this series and all of these series across the country.
Yeah, well, people are making notes about some of the performance from these series. There's no doubt about that. 2-2 pitch. Good eye outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So from 0-2, we're now to a full count at 3-2 on Rickson Wingrove. Dangerous McCardle is on deck. So you don't want to put Wingrove on here if you can help it. That's hit sharply, almost gives Chambers a haircut. Wow. And that's a single. That just rifled right up the middle. Might get a look at that on the replay. Wow.
Yeah, as we have a look at this. Just on the outside there, it went. I'm just still don't know how he got out of the way of that. Thankfully he did. But that's a great piece of hitting, a little bit outside there, and he took it up, pulled it that little bit. But yeah, really good. Just kept that barrel of the bat in the strike zone and through. Something brewing here for the Giants. Yeah,
Wingrove, a veteran hitter, and now another one, Jordan McCardle. Singled in the first inning, had that long foul that looked like it was going to clear the fence in fair territory. We actually didn't really see it, I'll be honest with you, Amy.
No, I was just sitting outside here, and I couldn't see it either. It was like, that was a moonshot, literally.
I just looked at the umpire. Ball 2. So 1 out, dangerous situation here. Chambers, ground ball would be nice here with 1 out. Top of 5, no score. That's hit hard but foul down the right field line.
You can see the catcher coming inside there, and we can see Darryl George shading across towards second base. You can see that they're really pitching him side, but you can see there he turned on that. So
certainly did.
Whew. And that's the gamble you play when you take that strategy. If you just miss that slightly and he's sitting on that.
Strike, good pitch. Ricardo wasn't ready for that one. So 2-2. Wind seems to be picking up a little bit. Runner going. That's hit sharply, foul. Luckily for the Aces down the first base line. Wingrove will have to come back. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I wonder if there was a hit and run, actually.
Sure looked like it, didn't it? It was 2-2, not 3-2. So, yeah, it might have been. See if they do it again. Probably not. No. Runner holds, fouled back. Count still 2-2. Great to see a lot of young kids at the ballpark tonight, girls and boys.
There's even more in the car park. I actually moved my car.
Is that right?
I'm not sure why I parked down the the first base line where I did, and I went out there in a couple of foul balls and went out. The security guard told me it just hit the tree right next to my car. So I'm glad I moved it.
Good work.
There's kids out
Runner,
there.
he's going there. Inside, throw down to first is not going to be in time. Almost gets into center field. Bit of a sloppy, messy play, that one. It was in the dirt. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner moves down to second. There you can have a look at the jump.
Oh, if we can see the replay of the catcher. It was a good pickup from the catcher, as you said, in the dirt to come up with that play.
Yep.
The ball just up the first base side of the second base bag, and just unfortunately that's the worst place for the shortstop to be fielding that ball. But now puts that runner in scoring position with one out here.
Yeah, 3-2 count also on McArdle. Oh, looks at strike 3. That's a big out for the Aces. Huge out.
Yeah, as we said earlier in that at-bat, they were really going hard on him inside, and it's paid off in the end there. Really quality pitch there.
So 2 down, runner at second, and Mitch Edwards, the catcher, steps in. 2 walks tonight.
Mitch Edwards actually got my play of the game so far. Probably unnoticed by many, but
I've already called the Darryl George play over there the play of the game, so we're going to have to battle it out for plays of the game.
Okay, mine's the offensive play of the game then. You can take defensive.
That'll work. Which one was it?
In the third inning, he went from first to third on that ball to left field to Neve, and it was down the line, but it was a bit shortish, and he's a number 4 hitter. He's probably not renowned for his speed.
Yep.
I hope he doesn't take offence to that. But he went. You don't normally go from first to third on a ball with a left fielder coming in, and I think maybe that forced a bit of a fumble there from Neve.
Yes.
And then obviously that allowed Bull to take second base. So runners on second and third, and the Aces actually got out of that inning. That was a big asterisk for me. That base running there to allow 2 runners there could have been really dangerous, and thankfully we got out of it.
Oh, sharp one hit down the first baseline. Fell. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The next play then was the grounder back to the pitcher, wasn't it?
Yep.
Or to the first to Barry. Yeah.
But yes, no, I agree. The Darryl George is also highlighted. I think that was that's defensive.
I'm just going back. I'm thinking my call where I said it's the play of the game. It's only the second inning. I'm already giving a play of the game. I went a little early. I'll be honest. Outside corner, strike 2 on Mitch Edwards. Get the feeling the way this one's played, it's going to come down to 1 or 2 key plays here. It's kind of the way it's been with these 2 teams for the most part. Pretty close games. That's outside, 2-2.
See some activity down in the bullpen for the Aces. Number 20, left-hander. He's not on my sheet. Was he one of the late call-ups from yesterday?
That may be the left-handed call-up, Jason Arthur from Mulgrave. And we're not going to say anything about him because yesterday we called a 28-year-old guy an 18-year-old. That's the final out, although we have perfunctory throw down to first to make it official. Aces get out of the inning. They give up a hit, but no runs. We'll head to the bottom of 5, still scoreless.
Let's welcome back on the diamond. Melbourne Aces dance crew.
We're thinking of grabbing a bite tonight. Any new places close by?
Well, actually... Oh, and there's also...
Oh,
I think 20's enough.
yeah, that should do us.
From live music and comedy to theaters filled with everything from musicals to cabaret, Melbourne is a festival city celebrated in light after dark. There's a designated theater precinct, plus more live music venues than any other global city. They're recognized as the backbone of Melbourne's 24/7 late-night culture. And speaking of culture, how about some baseball culture? Live from Melbourne Ballpark, Ed White, Amy McCann with you. Scoreless game between the Aces and the Adelaide Giants. And Amy, looks like Adelaide is making a pitching change.
We are. They are. Sorry, I'm Aces. We see 17-year-old Riley Yateman. He is recently signed with the San Diego Padres. A lot of talk around his pitching. Tall. We saw him in the Challenge Series here earlier in January. 2 innings, a couple of runs given up, a couple of hits. But as we talked about, 17-year-old signed by the Padres. There's a big future. Also wears number 31.
That's
my
a good number.
It's a great number. Strange. I chose my number based on not a pitcher, apart from throwing an inning today. But yeah, I chose 31 because Greg Maddux is my favourite. Favourite player.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I'm a centre fielder, or an outfielder. But yeah, Greg Maddux is my favourite, and that's why I went with 31.
One of the greats, Greg Maddux. Get a look at the Adelaide bullpen there. No action as of yet. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Bertucci, Khalil, and Graham here in the bottom of the 5th. 5 hits for Adelaide, 3 hits for Melbourne. No runs for either team. Yateman to Bertucci, hit sharply to third. Scooped up there by Wingrove over to first. Nice play, 1 away.
Yeah, we've seen a lot left on base today. We've 7 left on base from Adelaide. And if that continues, as we've seen like last night and then in the series here in January, it's the more you put on, the more you chance you're going to score. So Melbourne really need to, and conversely, Melbourne had a couple early on here, but then the strikeouts have come back in. We haven't got back on base, so need to start switching those fortunes around.
Here's George Khalil now, looking for a hit. Not to be hit, actually looking for a hit as he was brushed back a little bit there. Talked about him. I spoke with him earlier in the pregame. Amy, South Carolina, graduate in psychology. That's hit sharply again. Wingrove, busy inning for him. Nice throw, 2 down.
Yeah, no, we saw a couple of really good plays from Khalil, shortstop yesterday. So I know obviously things have changed in the majors. You obviously see a lot more power hitting second baseman and plays up the middle, but you still really want that defense. So as long as he can play defense like he did last night.
Yep. Played at Sioux City last year. Said he's heading back to Evansville at some point soon. So still wants to play professionally in the States.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. Marcus Graham now hit into a double play. His first time up, lines that one into center field. Barry just not tall enough to make the grab. It's a single for Marcus Graham.
Yeah, I think he did everything. Once we see the replay here, Barry did everything just to hold, and just couldn't get up there.
He's not a tall man, so I think that probably.
No, I think if Riley Yateman was at shortstop, he probably would have caught that.
Indeed. So Bronson Neve now struck out his first time up. Chance to keep this inning alive for the Aces. Bottom of 5. Outside, ball 1. Talked about Neve, good-looking young kid. Potential to play a number of different positions. That's hit hard into right field. Back goes Stagg. Little trouble in the wind, but makes the play. Well hit ball, but Stagg makes that play. So again, 1 hit, no runs. We will head to the top of the 6th inning, still scoreless.
And if you'd like to be a member for season 2.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum.
Grab a gelato.
And have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Recently, I've been working very closely with Light and Easy, and I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. They don't make diet food. Instead, they create nutritious and delicious food for you to enjoy to help manage your weight, improve your health, and also save you time. And that same great food can help minimise your chances of suffering many illnesses later in life. So, the secret to losing weight and being healthy is simply eating delicious food. Try Light and Easy for yourself.
Running her 13th birthday tonight. Good on you, Billy. Hope you have a great night. And everyone else out there is having a birthday as well.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Some patrons enjoying a couple of refreshing beverages here. Western suburbs of Melbourne. The sun just getting ready to go down. Light starting to come on here. There's another that's that left field party section, socializing section, whatever you want to call it. Ed Wyatt and Amy McCann with you. There's some of the nice sort of really comfortable seats.
I don't see them doing shots of our seats up here, so I think I'm going to have to petition Justin to set us up down there next. Could be a bit dangerous near that bar, though.
I have campaigned to get seats like that, but it has not worked.
Oh, no, we're good up here. We've got the best view up here.
We do have a great view, absolutely. Not complaining at all. Liam Bull steps in now for Adelaide to face Stephen Chambers in the top of the 6th. Chambers doing what Peter Moylan and Graham Lloyd would want him to do, eat up a bunch of innings, has not given up a run. So the veteran delivering again. The last time he pitched here, he went 5 innings, did give up 10 hits and 7 runs. So he's doing a lot better than that first outing, but eating up the innings is important. That's hit down the right field line. That's fair. That's a tricky play for Bertucci. Bull rounds first. Here comes the throw. Opportunity. Just beats it. That's a good throw for Bertucci.
Okay, I told you I love the base running of Edwards there, going from first to third. But Bull there, we watched. If we go to the replay here, out of the box, he's looking double out of the box. We know he's got wheels.
Yep.
But once he sees that ball go down the right field line, you can see him. That arc he takes around inside of the bag. That is base running 101 right there. You can see he comes in. Great throw by Bertucci too. He's come in and given a really good ball. That is great baseball. That is what we come to see, and that is what you want to teach. If I was sitting in the Adelaide Giants and Aces dugouts, I would be so happy with that from 2 young rising stars.
Now brings up Max Stagg. 0 for 2 tonight, but 4 for 4 yesterday. So he's a dangerous hitter. And if Chambers is tiring a little bit, this could be a tough spot for the Aces here. I do see some action in the bullpen. That's fouled back. 1-1.
I think that is Arthur down in the bullpen. I can see there's a few others down there. I know just sitting out there in the grandstand, I can see a couple here. Number 1 ticket item since last series is number 44, Beacom playing top.
I saw a bunch of guys, like 7 guys sitting there.
Yeah,
they all had Genevieve Beacom shirts.
A whole bunch of guys from the Sandringham Baseball Club that come down to cheer. I haven't got one yet. I need to go and talk to Justin. Where is my 44 Beacom?
Just so great to see. I saw that earlier. Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Good pitch.
I think there's going to be... Yeah, I think this might be right if she doesn't come on tonight, but I don't see her. I think I can see her down in the dugout, so I'm not sure she'll be up here tonight. But either way, as I said, just 2 weeks ago, heralded, but just sort of unknown to have people walking around with your name on your back. In the
17-year-old.
Wow, I don't know if I can take it now at my age, let alone at 17.
It's pretty remarkable, isn't it?
It was funny, I saw on Instagram the day after they announced, they said, oh, we're selling the jerseys, and she put it up and she goes, I guess I'm for number 44 now. So it's stuck now.
That's great. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. That's great. Yeah, she's stuck with it now.
Good number, though, and Karen.
Yeah.
44, great number.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bull on second. No outs, no score. Grounded sharply to George. Runner's going to advance. He throws to first. 1 away. Bull moves over to third.
Yeah, and it's good there. Normally, obviously, with you want to be trying to hit behind the runner on second base to move them over, but still managed to move them over, hitting it straight to the third baseman. So a little bit shorter ball that Darryl had to come in on, and still gets the job done. So one down runner on third. I think there's 47 ways to score from third with one out, I think it is.
I'm not going to ask you to name them. Maybe over a beer.
Oh,
I
think, you know what? I think 75% of statistics are made up. I think I may have made that number up.
Here comes Brody Ariola, left fielder. 0 for 2 tonight, but 3 for 4 last night with an RBI and a run scored. So we got Bull 90 feet away at third base and just one out. So infield is in. Strike one.
And we spoke about it last night. We spoke about the last series. You feel like a run here.
Yeah.
Feels like it's 4. It's just amazing how Altona just seems to just, I don't know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's fouled out of play, so 2 quick strikes on Brody Ariola.
And this is the situation where Ariola needs to understand the situation, to realise, okay, well, he looks at the outfielders. They're not fielding too deep, pretty regulation, but he knows the speed of Liam Bull. He needs to be looking for that pitch that he can drive into the outfield for Basie to be great, but minimum job, sack fly.
Yep. 0-2 pitch coming. Got him. Big strikeout. Huge strikeout there for Chambers, his 8th of the night. So 2 outs, that brings up Griffin Weber now, so the infield will retreat to normal depth. Ground ball gets you out of the inning, or theoretically.
For your aces, we hope it does.
Here's that ground ball we talked about. Khalil with the field, the throw, got it out of the inning. Danger averted. Nice play, nice work by the veteran Chambers. No runs, 1 hit. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still scoreless.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum.
Grab a gelato.
And have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Recently, I've been working very closely with Light and Easy, and I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. They don't make diet food. Instead, they create nutritious and delicious food for you to enjoy to help manage your weight, improve your health, and also save you time. And that same great food can help minimise your chances of suffering many illnesses later in life. So, the secret to losing weight and being healthy is simply eating delicious food. Try Light and Easy for yourself.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Wind blowing through the trees. In the background there, you can see about 1,000 kids running across in the sprint here between the top and the bottom of the 6. How great was that?
Oh, I'm just...
It was like a marathon.
That was fantastic. They're still coming. I just want to go down there and sign every single one of them up to a baseball club. That is just...
Not bad thinking, actually.
It's amazing just how the crowd is just so young. As we said, we saw the Little League game out in the back diamonds, and Justin and I were talking about that, how that now presents an opportunity to have curtain raisers. We have games out the back. We have the family. There's half the right field line is just a whole bunch of teenagers and kids.
Well, Riley Yateman remains on the mound for his 2nd inning of work, and it's the top of the Aces order here in the 6th. Aiden Willis, Trent D'Antonio, and Darryl George. Scoreless game. Just waiting for an Adelaide player to get out into the bullpen before we get going. Ed White, Amy McCann with you. Bottom of the 6th. Yateman to Willis. That's hit well into left center field, but Partington is there and makes the catch, one away.
Again, I know how easy it is to sit up here in our little box with the window closed, but I would like to see a few more adjustments on the balls we see as soon as it hits that wall of wind.
Not going anywhere, is it?
Yeah, it's easier said than done. Obviously, if we could bottle it, would be in the majors. But yeah, just trying to put that little bit more, get on top of that ball a little bit more.
Yeah, you could just go back over the score sheet as D'Antonio steps in and look at the number of F8s and F9s in particular. So flies outs to center and fly outs to right. Just extraordinary number from tonight and last night. D'Antonio, 0 for 2, flew out. In fact, flew out to center field, flew out to left field.
As we saw a showy bunt there, we talked about it last night. They played the shift on him. Is he looking to get something started, get himself out of a slump, looking to beat the shift? It's
grounded foul. He hit hard the first time up. A bit of a liner to Partington in center, but hasn't had any luck.
And Trent's a veteran. He's been around Australia, the world. He knows situations like this, what can get a team rallying, either lead off or one down.
There's a slow grounder to first. They're going to be taken by McArdle, and it's 2 quick outs. Should mention that your work is done after this 6th inning, but your work is not done tomorrow because you'll be back for our 1 o'clock game.
I will be back. As I said, they play like they're double parked.
Yeah, I know. It's like I just said, hey, Amy, how you doing? All right, see you later. It's incredible how quick this is going. You're absolutely right.
We're having too much fun. Just time flies.
It certainly does. Daryl George now, 1 for 2 tonight. He flew out, popped up last time, singled in the first. See if he can get something started here for the Aces. And there we go. Right center field. That's going to drop. Probably hold the 1. Yes, he will. Nice throw in from Stagg to second, but it's a second hit of the night for Daryl.
Daryl knew I wanted to stay in the booth, so he's keeping the inning going, keeping it ticking over to bring up Jack Barry. We'll have a look at the replay here.
First baseman, Jack Barry.
Yeah, nice inside out there, coming there into... Right, 2 batters ago, we just spoke about it, looking for that ball we can get on top of, and came a little bit inside and took it out to right centre. Fantastic piece of hitting there. Let's see if Jack can keep it moving.
Jack Barry waited on that one. That's a tough play at third. Fair ball. Long throw across the diamond. That's a great play. From Wicks and Wingrove. Very close. Barry not happy with it. We may get a look at a replay. You can see Jack Barry is not happy.
And I think there are about 1,000 aspiring umpires in the grandstand as well, because there was not a person here that think that.
Here's a quick look at it before we take a break.
In my eye, I thought, we see the ball takes Wingrove all the way back. That is a great effort to get that ball up there. I thought he just beat that.
Sure
from
looked
our
like
vantage,
it to me.
I would like to see that again next
We'll
inning.
take a break, Amy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
Thanks
you
as
very
always
much.
for your work. Back after this.
Just for you.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum
Grab a gelato.
and have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Recently, I've been working very closely with Light and Easy, and I'm going to fill you in on a little secret. They don't make diet food. Instead, they create nutritious and delicious food for you to enjoy to help manage your weight, improve your health, and also save you time. And that same great food can help minimise your chances of suffering many illnesses later in life. So, the secret to losing weight and being healthy is simply eating delicious food. Try Light and Easy for yourself.
Well, what can we tell you about Melbourne? Well, I can tell you about the laneways, the hidden laneways scattered throughout the city center and its surrounding neighborhoods. I can tell you they're home to world-class restaurants, an eclectic collection of bars, galleries, and boutiques, and of course, the cafes that deliver outstanding coffee. Melbourne's laneways. Check them out. And check this out. Top of the 7th inning, Rob Novotny is back with me. And Darcy Berry will lead off the top of the 7th in a game that is just flying by.
Yeah, good game. How'd Chambers pitch? Wow, that was nice.
That's hit sharply into left field. Neve comes in, makes a play. Tough play, and he made it. So 1 away. Chambers into his 7th inning of work. He's given up 6 hits.
Apologies here, Ed.
Jack Partington is the next
Partington up to the plate.
Top of the order, 0 for 3.
Sorry, I meant to say that Chambers pitched well through the game. I think we got a change out there. I'm just putting on the binocs.
Oh, is this?
Yeah.
Yes, good call. This is Arthur, I believe. One of the call-ups. There's a grounder to short. Nice play over there, Khalil. Big stretch from Jack Berry. What a play. 2 down.
Big stretch by Jack Barry gets down at first base.
Nice play by Khalil indeed. Pitching change, one of the late call-ups.
The Adelaide Giants. The third baseman, Richard Wingrove.
Another left-hander, Jason Arthur from Mulgrave, is in for the Aces. So Chambers' work done after 6. So Wingrove, who made a couple of nice plays in that last inning in the field, now steps in here with 2 outs. Scoreless game. It's hit hard into right field. Way back goes Bertucci on the warning track, makes the catch. Keeps it in the ballpark. And that is a very quick inning for Jason Arthur. We'll be back after this. Still no score.
How well did Steve Chambers pitch tonight? Hey, we got a tight ball game here, folks. The Aces need our energy. Our manager, Peter Moylan's headed off to the U.S. this week. Let's let him know how much we appreciate that he remembers where home is. To your feet, everyone. The Aces need our energy. It's a long way to the top. And it starts with the Little Leaguers from Palm Beach and Barrett. It continues with young Barrett players playing for the Aces, Aiden Willis and Marcus Graham. It's a long way to the top, folks. Let's say goodbye to Peter and safe travels. Come back next year. Aces, we need to win this game so we have a chance to win the Melbourne Challenge. Come on, folks. If you're ever going to get up, it's now. All right, Melbourne dancers, you got them going? You need some hits. You need to rock. Come on, everybody. If you're sitting down, you're not an Aces fan. Tonight's the night. Can you come to have a good time? Here we go. Can't go anymore. You need some hits. You need some runs.
Just in general or someone in particular? If someone hits a good aim.
How does Peter Moylan get there? How does Graham Roy get there? How does Justin Huber get there? It's a long way. It starts with the kids. It starts with your support.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Ed Wyatt here is my partner. Rob Novotny has been handed the PA and just taking it over. Got fans on their seat, out of their seats, cheering, going nuts. And the Aces need a little bit of that Rob Novotny energy because they are coming to bat here in a scoreless game, looking for some runs. Ryan Dale, Nick Bertucci, George Khalil to face Riley Yateman in his third inning of work. The youngster delivers, ground ball to third, gets under Wingrove's glove. First time. Wingrove has made so many nice plays tonight, but that one just got under his glove, and Dale is on.
Well, the energy in the house, Ed.
You started it.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, we used to do that in the old days. I used to ground announce back a bit in the day, and we did some of that. But yeah, we need to let everybody know. What a great night for baseball in Melbourne, hey?
Very good night, and the Aces may have something going here with Bertucci's 1 for 2 tonight. 2 hits yesterday. Leadoff runner on. Swing and a miss. Big cut. No score. 6 hits for each team. Ryan Dale breaks his hitless streak. See what Bertucci can do here. High, ball 1. 1-1.
I'm hoping we score here, Ed.
Well, it's a good start. You know, you get something going here. Gateman checks the runner, gets away from McArdle. Actually bounces into right field. Dale's going to try to take third. Here comes the long throw from Stagg. It's a good throw.
He's in there.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Dale is safe.
Casey Cook on the call.
Dale is safe. So the
Apologize, that's Neil Medlin on the call.
youngster Yateman with a throw to first. Got away from McArdle. You can see Dale made no bones about it. It's a nice throw from Max Stagg from deep right field, but good slide from Dale.
Yeah.
Now, folks, see if we get a run on the ball for no Aces.
Nice slide. Good energy.
So runner on third. And that hit him. That hits Bertucci. So the youngster Yateman
A little bit energy.
losing a little bit of composure here, which is understandable for a youngster. But if you're an Aces fan, this is what you want to see. And George Khalil is due yet to get a hit. 0 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 2 tonight. Great opportunity to at least put a ball in play.
Yeah, goodness, I hate to say it, even a double play scores a run at this point, and a run means a lot. But just you want to put it in the outfield. You want to put it in the outfield here.
Good pitch. Yateman comes in with a fastball. Strike 1. Great opportunity for the Aces here, especially the way this game has been played. As Amy was talking about, 1 run seems like 2 or 3, really. Runner going.
I like that. Oh, I love that baseball. I love that.
Hit into right field for a single. Run will score. Runner advances to third. That's a huge hit from George Khalil. The South Carolina Gamecock delivering.
That was a classic hit and run.
Beautiful.
And that's where you put the pressure on the other team. They're starting to lose, you know, a little bit of composure, you know, and you just keep running, you keep doing things. Look at this. Perfect, take the ball the other way. Oh, and they threw it right into that situation as well. But he just waited back on the pitch. I mean, it's simple ABC baseball, but you know what? It's not always easy to do, and the Aces are doing it.
So Dale scores. Bertucci moves to third. Khalil is on first. And up comes Marcus Graham, who singled his last time up. Misses. Trying to see if there's any action down in the Adelaide bullpen. Doesn't look like it.
No, I'm not seeing anything,
Does
man.
not look like it.
Sometimes hard to tell over that wall.
It is.
Yeah, but they're all watching. They're all watching over the edge of the wall, so.
That's a little blooper that's going to be. Bull lets it drop.
That's okay.
Goes to second.
That was a smart move by Bull, actually. Just on the chance. Just on the chance somebody wasn't hustling, he had a chance to do a double play. But Graham did a nice job of hustling there.
And also to keep potentially the runner, to see what the runner at third was doing. So Graham reaches first. There's 1 out.
Next up to bat for the Melbourne Aces is the left fielder,
I really would like to see, you know, look, Niev's a good hitter to have here too, but I'd really like to see him with less than 2 out, get Willis up, because Willis is going to put the ball in play and get us a run. But let's see what Nieve can do. Or Neve. Oh, good
Swing
cut.
and a miss.
And that's not bad to swing either, Ed, because you're trying to put the ball in the outfield.
Yep.
You're trying to stay out of the double play. So a high pitch is a very good application to swing in it.
So 1 out, runner still at first and third. Aces lead 1-0. Outside, really overthrew that one, you can tell.
Good patience. And that's Bronson not getting too excited and chasing a pitch as well.
That's good.
Almost wouldn't mind a steal here again, but yeah.
So Graham on first, Bertucci on third, Neve at the plate.
Oh, nice curveball.
Very good curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a steal here. That is Graham on first, the catcher.
Big opportunity here for the Aces. They've already got 1 across. Love to get another one. Swing and a miss, got him. Good stuff from Yateman. 2 down.
Credit him there.
Yep. First strike out of the game.
Yeah, this is where we need Willis to come through. 1 run's good, but 2 runs are better.
Absolutely right. Bottom of 7. Aces just take the lead here in this inning, 1-0.
Another curveball.
In the dirt, ball 1, runner at first. Graham with a bit of a big lead that time. Don't think he'll go.
No, not likely.
No. Well, check swing, foul. 1-1, beautiful sunset in the background.
Yeah.
Looks even better in person, magnificent.
It's a really nice night tonight.
Here you can see that check swing right there. Ooh, there it goes. Beautiful night tonight. Game tomorrow, 1 p.m., by the way, folks.
Lots of good tickets available.
Indeed.
That away.
Gone away from Yateman. 1 ball or 2 balls and a strike.
Good eye.
Ooh, outside corner.
Yeah.
Got the call, 2-2. Big pitch coming up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Ace is up 1-0. Fouled away.
Good pitch to hit there.
It was. Willis stays alive.
Yateman brought it a little bit there too. Just like he did on the check swing, he brought a little something extra. That was a pitch that he was overthrowing. That was off the outside corner. He's finding finding his composure again.
Yep.
And throwing well. Curveball. Ooh.
Wow.
3-2. That means Graham's going to be in motion. We'll take the call. Yeah, a little high. Good call, Ian. Or good call, Stu. But you just never know.
Wow. 3-2. 2 outs, as you say. Runner will go. There he goes. There's a pitch. Fouled away.
Willis is battling. And, you know, to his credit, it was high. That curveball pitch before was high, and he knew it.
Again, runner goes. Again, a foul. That went into the Adelaide dugout. Ryan Dale must have fouled off 8 at that previous at-bat. Aiden Willis staying alive as well. As Rob said, 2 runs better than 1, especially in a tight game like this. See if Willis can do something here. Steps out. And now steps back in. Yateman. Runner will go again. No, Yateman steps off. Little bit of battle here between the 2 youngsters, Willis and Yateman.
I want to get this crowd in the game. The base hit, they'll go nuts. We'll do it again. Runner goes. That's high. Gets away from the catcher Edwards, but no damage done for Adelaide other than the walk. So bases are now loaded.
for Trent D'Antonio, and we talked about his struggles, this would be a great opportunity for him.
Hey, how about that at bat by Aiden Willis?
Yeah, super.
Yeah, and there's Yateman probably trying to overthrow it 3-2, trying to blow it by him and just not having control of the pitch. And there's Willis having fouled off the off-speed pitches and battled through. That Yateman felt the only way I'm going to get this guy is if I blow it by him. And in the end, he just couldn't deliver.
So in a regular season game, you might see a pitching change here, and I suspect you would. I think you'd take the youngster out, you'd bring in somebody to face Trent D'Antonio, maybe a lefty, but they don't have that luxury now, so he's going to have to stay in.
And all we need from D'Antonio is a base hits, 2 runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is, again, like we talked about at the top of the broadcast, this is hitting to conditions in this situation. You just need a hit.
Well, he's 0 for 7. So far in the series, so no better time
he's had a few looks now
to break the slump. Hit here scores at least 1, maybe 2. And that's hit well into right field.
You know, I'm sorry, I don't want to be self-serving in any way, but far out, that was fun. You know, we built an inning, put the...
How do you follow that? You do it by bringing up the third baseman, Daryl George.
And the Aces are 6 outs away. We're sitting in a good spot. I like 5-0 tonight.
Here comes Daryl George, and as I rightly pointed out, I think, Yateman's certainly not out here after that.
Yeah.
This is a normal game.
Yeah, indeed.
But unfortunately, he's got to stay in because these pitching staffs are pretty thin at the moment.
And again, it gets back to the Willis walk. The Willis walk was a linchpin in the inning.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, if he doesn't stay firm, foul off those curveballs, foul off the fastballs that were just a little bit overpowering for him, but he stayed in there, it's a 1-0 game.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, we said 2 is better than 1. 4, 5 is way better than 1.
Yeah.
Aces lead at 5-0 now after the big inning, which has hurt the Aces against the Giants in a few games, and now the big inning has helped them.
Yeah, think back to the Sunday, closing out the last series.
Yep.
Oh, goodness, couple big innings. But there was a big one the night before, too, on the Saturday. But now it's our turn. We got to crack to even this series and possibly win the Melbourne Challenge tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
Night,
That's a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Daryl George. George is 2 for 3 tonight. Made it all the way to third, but didn't score. Grounded foul again, out of play. Big 7th inning for the Aces.
Yeah.
Huge. Yateman to George. Gets a grounder to third. Up with it is Wingrove, and they're finally out of the inning. But the Aces get the 5 runs, the big one, the grand slam home run from Trent D'Antonio. Here it is, breaks out of that slump with a blast to right field. Stagg goes back, couldn't do anything about it. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Aces lead the Adelaide Giants 5-0.
We're thinking of grabbing a bite tonight. Any new places close by?
Well, actually... Oh, and there's also...
Oh,
I think 20's enough.
yeah, that should do us.
For the Adelaide Giants.
Melbourne has long been synonymous with style, proudly holding the mantle of the fashion capital of Australia. Whether you're searching for locally made threads, European designer wares, or high street fashion, Melbourne's most fashionable strips are all connected conveniently by arcades, laneways, and walkways.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
And so is this. A 5-0 lead. If you're an Aces fan, this is what you want to see. Big inning in the 7th, and now Adelaide will try to strike back in the 8th against Jason Arthur, the late call-up from Mulgrave, who pitched a beautiful 6th inning.
Oh,
Here we go. Got
what
your
an inning.
breath yet?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Gosh, it's so fun to be back, man. God. Thank you, City of Melbourne. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a night. Not done yet. Nice pitch.
No, that's a very good pitch on the outside corner. So, McArdle, Edwards, Liam Bull for
Yeah.
Adelaide.
To be honest, was all happening.
We'll take that.
One away. McArdle dangerous, good to get him out of the way.
Yeah, indeed.
Next up for the Giants, catch Mitch Edwards.
Brings up Mitch Edwards. There's the little grounder right back to Arthur. Easy play.
5 to go. So we played 5 games at home, and we've only won, well, 4 so far, and won 1 of them.
Yeah. Correct.
Now we can get 2 out of 3 at home, or sorry, 2 out of 5 at home with a chance to be 3 out of 6 tomorrow. And with that rubber game down over in Adelaide that the Jack Berry 3-run homer got for us, we still got a crack at winning the season series.
Unbelievable.
You know, and I know it's not regular ABL season,
No.
you know, but you know what? When you want baseball this much,
Something to
you
play
got
for.
something to play for,
Yep.
indeed. Ooh, Stewie
Outside
on
corner.
On call.
3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss.
Arthur's a gutsy
Strike
pitcher.
2.
I'm liking his style.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. So full count now on Edwards.
Oof, good
Just
block
a bit low.
by Marcus Graham.
Put Edwards on with a walk. Only the 3rd walk of the night for
Yeah,
Aces pitchers. That's been big.
that makes
Next
a
up for the
difference.
Giants, second baseman Liam Bull.
Pete Moylan, Aces manager, coming out to the mound. Looks like we may have a pitching change. See who it is in just a second. It's a right-hander, we know that. Pretty nice work there from Jason Arthur, to be honest.
Yeah. That's a smart move by Moylan here. You don't want to give him, you don't want to build an inning, give him a sniff. You just want got a great chance at a victory. Make sure you get it.
Works 1 1/3 inning. As soon as we get a number, we'll figure it out for you.
New pitcher for the Bulldogs is Darcy Longstaff.
Darcy Longstaff is the pitcher for the Aces.
I believe he'd be from Port Melbourne.
He's a Waverley.
He's Waverly. Of course he is these days, yes. His father, Kane, is a long time, his grandfather, the field that Port Melbourne is named after, I believe his grandfather, if memory serves correct. But his mother pitches for Waverly, so he's a Waverly boy. Yeah, there you go.
John Deeble told me he's one of the top arms for his age group, 88 to 92 with a good slider. Only 17. He's wearing number 7 tonight. He's on the roster. I think it's 33. There's a look at him. And he'll face Liam Bull and Max Stagg for sure.
Not a bad move to go to the righty, kind of getting to that section of the order that's done well for them to date and through the... Oh, there's the home run again. Goodness gracious. I guess we said if there's any chance the ball's going to get out of here, it was going to be to left with that crosswind coming from left to right. And to be fair, I was imploring D'Antonio to go for the hit. That's why we're here up here, Ed. And they're down there. We'll take that every time.
Here we go, Longstaff, 1 out. Mitch Edwards on first. Aces lead at 5-0. Broke it open in the 7th inning.
How different does that 4 runs feel?
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Goodness. Otherwise, we'd be biting our fingernails here with the 1 out walk.
So tight. Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Good fastball outside corner, strike one. There you go, 88 to 92.
Yeah.
That's what Deeble said.
Did he go?
Don't think he did. Ball 1. 1-1.
Ian Gavin on the call down at first.
Bulls 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of doubles. 1 for 4 yesterday. Having a good series. Ooh, way behind that one. Strike 2.
Yeah.
Big.
I wouldn't mind being down behind home plate and seeing how he's really bringing it. I'd say he's much closer to 92 than 88.
Got him.
Nice off-speed pitch.
Very good pitch. 2 away.
Good call, Peter Moylan, in that situation.
Yeah, sure was. Yeah. Here's Max Stagg, the right fielder.
And they might have been planning to get to this point in the order as it is anyway. Obviously with McCardle, the lefty, matching up with Arthur.
Yep.
And then, 1 out, nobody on base. They give him a crack with Edwards, trying to save some arms. And then as soon as Edwards gets on, this is the next guy we're going to. Longstaff. Time. It's time.
That's hit deep into right field. Bertucci's back.
Oh my.
Gets out of here. Wind carried that over the fence. Wasn't sure if it had the distance. I thought Bertucci had it measured, but Max Stagg.
Wow.
How about that?
Well, it's Max Stagg. Wow.
How about that?
2-run home run. It's getting interesting. Let's watch the replay here. You're going to see Stagg do a really good job of waiting on that Longstaff's fastball. I believe it was his fastball. He waits back. See how he's in a position of strength? He lets the ball get deep. You see that? He doesn't try to pull the ball. He waits, lets it get deep, gives himself a chance to make contact, and he made contact from a position of strength and put it over the fence. Not as easy as it looked. A lot of guys might try to pull that pitch and be late. He showed some really disciplined hitting to wait on it and go the other way, and he got rewarded for it too.
Well, he's giving Adelaide a bit of a boost here. It's 5-2 now. As Brody Areola steps in.
Well, we still have 4 outs to get.
Indeed. Just missed there.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark? Is that what they used to say, Ed?
Jeez.
Well, we still say.
That's hit into right field. Should be playable by Bertucci. Ooh, a little bit of an ice cream catch out there in right field, but he makes it. And that will end the 8th inning, the top of the 8th. Adelaide do get 2 runs on that home run from Max Stagg. Aces still lead at 5-2. Back after this.
Time for a bit of sing-along, folks.
Hi.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum
Grab a gelato.
and have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Oh, big moment coming up. Reaching out.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Sweet Caroline, a little more gusto tonight with the Aces leading 5-2 than it was last night. See the crowd having a good time
That's all you can ask for.
as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be a change of pitcher for the Adelaide Giants. Craig Barnett, who's actually a Victorian.
Yeah. And if memory serves, he might be another one out of the Barrett Club that had the Little Leaguers here today, along with the Palm Beach Club.
He pitched 1 inning in the previous series, 1 strikeout.
Well, wouldn't hurt to have an answer here, but I still like where we're sitting, of course.
Aces lead at 5-2. Each team 8 hits.
And we're talking about, you know, the wind. You look at the flags, and they're either blowing straight in from left or they're blowing cross breeze from left across to right. Definitely not blowing straight out to right field. So those balls were hit well over the fence.
Finish, folks. Here we go.
Ba, ba, ba. Crowd having a good time, Ed. I think I am too. Oh, and don't forget tonight, folks. Tune in. We're going to connect with Jack Barry after the game for Jack Barry After Hours. Sorry, After Hours with Jack Barry. We're going to talk about a wide range of subjects, where he's come from, his family life, his business, how he feels so deeply about his experience with the Aces. Looking forward to having a chat.
Well, let's see what he can do here in the bottom of the 8th. The Aces looking for some insurance runs against Craig Barnett. Curveball fouled away.
Yeah.
Strike 1.
Like the pitch, just didn't get it. Didn't connect to it, I should say.
Just take this one again. Well, that's for the flat one. Oh, no,
How about you, Ed? You having a good time tonight?
Having a great time. You kidding me?
Wow. Another curveball.
Big curve. Just missed 1-1.
Oh, just love watching the kids. I'm associated with the Palm Beach Club, and I'm just seeing some of the kids I know run around. It's just a great night at the ballpark.
That's hit well into left center, but Partington
Yeah, look at him come
gonna
in
be
on that.
under it. Yep, absolutely.
That's that cross breeze pushing the ball down. Sorry, Jack, you're not a lefty.
1 away.
Sorry, I need to say it again. I love the soul ball.
Second baseman Brian Taylor.
Led things off with a single last time. And then I believe the 8th throwing error.
Grounder foul down the third baseline.
I'll tell you what was really nice in that inning was a hit and run as well. Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah.
What a great play.
Yeah. I believe that was Khalil on that. That was just good baseball.
Oh, got it. I think that hit Ryan Dale. Indeed it did. Second ace hit tonight. Bertucci was hitting the 7th.
of our pitch gets ball to first base and stepping up to the home plate is right fielder Nick Bertucci.
Nick Bertucci now. He was hit by a pitch last inning, as I just mentioned. Singled in the first, grounded out in the fifth. That's popped up. I think it's out of play. It is.
Yeah, he definitely tracked that home run well. We kind of talked about him through the game. He's really got to move well.
Yeah.
You know, for a guy his size who swings like he swings, he moves well.
Yes, indeed.
Just thought he might get that ball, but it carried over the fence. And of course, it was Max Stagg to hit it.
Big breaking ball.
By the way, I was speaking to their catcher before the game in the weight room, Mitch Edwards, and yeah, all you recruiters out there at various NCAA universities or junior colleges, I think Stagg's thinking about it.
Is that right?
Yeah, so somebody might be smart.
Swing and a miss. Got him.
Sorry, I'm talking about the other team while we're up, but nonetheless, pivotal moment in the ball game and a good available player, potentially. Those smart coaches staying up in the middle of the night to watch the only baseball on TV across the whole world. In this time slot today, it's the only live baseball on in the entire world, right? So some smart coach or scout or recruiters watching. Stagg, I think, might be available.
Here's George Khalil, that big hit.
Oh, I like that.
In the 7th inning.
You don't got a lot to lose there. I like that steal call with 2 outs.
Yep.
You know, it's going to take 2 hits to score him from first base. We're down to that part of the lineup. We're probably not going to see a home run. And we don't have a lot to lose. We got a 3-run lead. So let's take that steal. Let's take our chance. I like that call. Nice pitch in the outside corner.
Sure was.
By the way, if you are out there somewhere in the world looking to recruit a fine young player, I believe Aiden Willis, our guy, he's available too, thinking about it. As probably a fair few of our young guys are too.
Khalil hit that in the left field. Arriola comes in, makes the play for the final out. Nice play by the left fielder. So we will head to the top of the 9th inning. It's 5-2 Aces. Adelaide need 3 to tie it, 4 to go ahead. We'll see how we go after this. Coming right back.
Hi.
We were thinking of having a cruisy day.
Maybe grab a pastry and a coffee.
See some street art.
Maybe go to a museum.
Grab a gelato.
And have afternoon tea.
Any suggestions?
Welcome back to the ballpark. Beautiful shot of the brand new lights here. Brand new Melbourne ballpark. It's not really brand new. It's been around for a long time, but the way that the Aces have improved it, essentially make it the equivalent of a brand new ballpark. Ed Wyatt, Rob Novotny with you. Heading into the top of the 9th inning, Melbourne Aces, as you look at their dugout, they lead the Adelaide Giants 5-2. Darcy Longstaff will continue on the mound for the Aces, and he will face Griffin Weber, Darcy Berry, and Jack Partington.
Hey, they fixed the board. 7 hits, by the way. Were they listening?
They must have heard us as we wondered where that 8th hit came from. Ooh. Swing and a miss. Good pitch, Longstaff.
That's why he kept him in there. He's bringing it.
Sure is. There's your score. Aces 5, Adelaide 2. That misses outside. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Just stayed alive on that one. One ball, 2 strikes on Griffin Weber. Swing and a miss, got him, good pitch.
Nice high heat
One
there.
away.
Like we said, throwing closer to 92 than 88, I'd say, tonight.
Second strikeout of the night for Darcy Longstaff. And here's Darcy Berry.
Uh-oh.
2 for 3 tonight. Last time up, hit one hard, but good play by Bronson Neve.
Yeah, there is one. He's one off to school in the U.S.
Outside, ball 1.
Talked about it a bit already.
Yeah, it's good to see guys using that U.S. system. Also getting an education, which is great.
Longstaff will be at some stage as well.
It's 1-1. Yeah, a lot of those guys that go over, I know the pro kick football guys, almost all those guys get degrees. Khalil
his
got
brother's
his
over
degree.
there already.
It just makes sense,
Yeah.
you know. You've got that fallback thing. It also, you learn to play the game. It's fantastic.
Good life experience, too.
Getting a message from Amy McCann. Longstaff's mother played for Australia's women's team. Father coached.
Yeah, Tarina
coached
Stokes.
The Aussie women's team. How about that? That's
Yeah.
in right field. Going back, Bertucci. It's a bit of an adventure tonight with Bertucci out in right field, but he makes the play.
Yeah, that's his father, Kane Longstaff, the longtime
There you go.
Port Melbourne. The field's named after them. And yeah, Tarina Stokes, Tarina Longstaff, she was the original ace of the women's national team in 2001 when they went away to Toronto to play in Sky Dome in the first Women's World Series. She's pitches for Waverley, hence why the boys play at Waverley, we think. We're speculating, but I believe that be the case.
So the last out here for the Adelaide Giants, Jack Partington, or last hope, I should say. Aces hope it's the last out.
Goodness me, I couldn't take any more, Ed. How fun was tonight?
Do you remember what number Tarina wore for Australia?
I don't. Does Amy?
7. Of course she does.
Amy McCann.
Oh, fouled off the hands. So 2 quick strikes on Partington. Longstaff doing his job very well tonight. That's hit into left center field. That's going to drop right in front of Willis. First hit of the series for Jack Partington.
Well, you knew he wouldn't go all game.
Keeps it alive.
Yeah, you knew he wouldn't go all game without a hit. Good ball player. That's why he's in the leadoff spot for them.
The thing about that is, you know, that brings up a couple of big guys now, Wingrove and McArdle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, with a home run, as we've seen tonight, to right field being achievable. 2 big throwing left-handed hitters against a righty.
McArdle would be the tying run if he would come to the plate here. So
need to beat him with velocity.
Yeah, Longstaff needs to be very careful here.
Oof.
That had some velocity on it.
Yeah.
Low for a ball. Very dangerous, Wingrove.
Yes.
Very dangerous. He's hit it up the middle. Is he going to get through? It does get past Dale. And around to third goes Jack Partington with that good speed. Nice hit there from Ricks and Wingrove. Seeing eye single, really.
Nice effort by Dale.
He was.
Really nice effort.
But 2 hits in a row with 2 outs. And here we go. Jordan McArdle, who literally could tie this game with 1 swing of the bat.
I'm getting nervous, Ed.
Yeah, I know. It's a young pitcher. He's given up a home run. And here comes a guy who nearly cleared the fence early in the game.
Ed, you're making me nervous.
No, I'm just calling it as I see it. And no action in the bullpen, as we mentioned. The pitching staff's very thin.
Nice pitch.
Outside corner, sure was.
Best pitch is strike one on the first pitch, Ed.
Beautiful pitch.
It allows him a little room for error. It allows him to mix up speeds. But again, his breaking ball, it's sharp slider like breaking ball. And luckily his break goes down 12-6 on that pitch. So he's there. It is.
Grounder. That should be the end of the game. Dale over to Barry at first, and the Aces win it. 5-2. Great stuff from the youngster Darcy Longstaff. And you can see the Aces very, very excited. That young outfield coming together and celebrating. Jack Barry and Darryl George, a couple of guys that came into the night needing a couple of hits. They got those. A real team win tonight for the Aces, and boy, did they need that one.
Yeah, and I want to get back to that last pitch. I'm not sure if it'll come up in replay, and I don't want to let it get by. It comes down to Longstaff being able to spot that fastball on the corner and get strike one. Here we go. Look at that. That's the and that set up the curveball, which got him off balance. He misses spotting that pitch. He's got to come with another fastball, and all of a sudden we might see one over the right field fence. You know what I mean? So it's a little detail by a young player getting it right.
It is.
Makes the difference, and that's why we won tonight.
The Aces 5 runs on 8 hits. Adelaide 2 runs on 9 hits. The big blow. Was that one right there from Trent D'Antonio.
He was due just over the fence. And again, set up by the great walk by Willis, fouling off all those pitches. And then Yateman tried to blow it by him, and he missed high. That set up the loaded bases. Instead of a 1-run difference, it brought D'Antonio up to make it a 5-run difference. And as we saw with the 2-run home run by the fantastic Max Stagg this series continues on, that could have been the difference there. So it's the little thing, the details by an Aiden Willis. It's the details by a Longstaff that set up the wins, that set up the homers by D'Antonio.
Yeah, it was a great team win tonight. Crowd surely enjoyed it. And as we mentioned now, this is these teams have played 6 times. They've split the games. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., we've essentially got a Game 7.
Yeah, Game 7 for bragging rights on the season. Who wins the Melbourne Challenge? Thanks again, City of Melbourne, for giving us this great experience. As we talked about earlier, to get Stewie Howe back in ABL games, to give these kids like Longstaff and Willis and Stagg on the other team these opportunities to perform. It's just what a great night, and we got a Game 7 coming up tomorrow.
And one more plug for your interview with Jack Barry as we see Ace.
Yeah, maybe Ace will join us. I'm just going to head down and connect with Jack Barry. It's After Hours with Jack Barry. We're going to have a deep and personal conversation about his life, his journey, the difference his mother has made, how much he loves being here with the Aces, and how that's, how this clubhouse is different than any other one he's been in. So, please stay tuned.
Why wouldn't you want to be with a dog like that running around the field after the game?
Yeah.
I'm Ed Wyatt. He's Rob Novotny. Amy McCann also on board. Really appreciate her effort. She'll be back tomorrow as well. Melbourne Aces 5, Adelaide Giants 2. Thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow for the final game of the series. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Hello, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Another hard-fought battle between the Adelaide Giants and the Melbourne Aces here at Melbourne Ballpark. And we've got a new feature here we're going to try out. And just a real interesting guy. As we've said in the booth, we like the cut of his jib. So this evening, before you leave us with the Aces, we thought we'd spend a little time doing After Hours with Jack Barry. Jack, thanks for joining us.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your story. Where'd you grow up? Where you're from? I guess what we want to do today is learn a little bit about your journey. We're finding you one of the more interesting players, and your effort and your hustle on defense. It's just we're a little bit inspired by Ed and I and Amy up in the booth. So we'd like to talk to you. But first, we want to get to know you. What's your journey?
Sure, man. So I moved around a lot as a kid, raised by a single mother. So we moved around quite a lot over Australia. I was born in WA. Ended up making Queensland my home, and I started playing baseball in Cairns. I was about 13, 14 when I first started. I was a little skateboard rat bag. I was, always hanging out at skate parks, that kind of stuff. And baseball became one of those things where I started kind of worrying more about my actions as a kid. Because if I was bad or whatever it was, Mum would take away baseball. So I fell in love with this sport, and from when I started playing, 2 years into playing, I made my first state team, and I think 5 or 6 years after I first started playing, I signed a contract with the Twins.
Wow!
So just something that I found absolute love and passion in, not only the game but like the camaraderie around the team, how there's 25 people working towards a common goal. It was nice to be a part of something. So I fell really deeply into that and fell in love with the game and haven't stopped. So.
Okay. Now you said you're kind of a skater boy, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously you got a good style sense. Walk Up Music, the Grateful Dead. He's got his juice business. He's an interesting cat, right? So, but it sounds like baseball. Just speaking a bit earlier with you, kind of just changed the path you were on a little bit. Tell me about that.
100%. Yeah. Like I said, it made me more conscious about what I need to be doing, what comes out of my mouth, how my behavior is, how I was at school, or else I would lose. Like I had something to lose now. Like before I didn't, before I baseball, I didn't care about anything. I was always getting in trouble, always suspended, always expelled. That was that kid. Mm-hmm. And bad behavior issues. But yeah, just the thought of having baseball taken away from me, I cleaned up my act very quickly and noticed that was something I didn't want to lose ever. So
yeah.
But yeah, best thing ever happened to me, man. Honestly, baseball is the best thing ever happened to me.
Yeah, and also you're talking about somebody special in your life, your mother.
Yeah, 100%.
Tell us a little bit about her.
She's the strongest woman I've ever met. I love her to bits. For the fact that she can take both roles as a mum and a dad in that situation. I have utmost respect for her. But she was not only my mum, she was my coach. She would be the one to come down and throw me baseballs until the lights would turn off.
Yeah.
Or throw baseballs with me. The amount of times that I can't believe I'm saying this on broadcast. The amount of times I've knocked her out by hitting a ball and hitting her in the head, like 3 times. It was twice in 1 week where we had to do a concussion protocol because I was like, this isn't good. We need to chill out. But no, I love that woman to bits. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't for her. She's my agent, my coach, best friend. Love her bits. Yeah.
Cool. Shout out. What's your mom's name?
My name's Nicole. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Nicole.
Love you.
Good dude. So, your mother and you also started a juice business, or you helped take over her juice. Tell us a story about your juice business up there.
Yeah, sure. So I own a cold pressed juice business called Not Just Juice. Instagram, Not Just Juice _. I just come back from college and I didn't have anything to fall back in, and my mum was selling beeswax wraps and that kind of stuff at farmers markets, and she saw this little juice business that was for sale. I ended up buying it, and it was my first real proper job other than playing professional baseball, which isn't really, it's a job, but it's not like a real proper job. I've just kind of been playing around with it, and the first couple months I bought the business and taken it over. I had no idea what I was doing, no idea about cold pressed juice, so I taught myself about what the benefits are and how to make things better and how to make the product better. Within the first couple of months I quadrupled the amount of revenue that the lady I bought it off was doing, and now I'm 2 years in and I'm just going up and up. So it's one of those things where I love being my own boss. I get to do my own thing and I don't have to worry about my own hours. I can't fire myself if I'm late, So it's awesome. I love the freedom of doing it, and the best part about it is going, because I just go to farmers markets and put a stall up. Yeah. I get to talk to people and just talk rubbish to them, and I enjoy speaking to everybody and being sociable. That's like, I'm one of those guys. I can sell water to a fish. Like, give me anything, I'll get it. Yeah,
because you genuinely seem to like people. That's the impression we're getting. Yeah, people listen. And you're helping people with juice cleanses, and it's affected, even doing that sort of stuff has affected you.
100%. I didn't really buy into it when I first started the business, but this last year I really did, and I was 138 kilos at the start of the year, and now I'm down to 106.
Yeah. And that's really showing on your defense. You're putting, look, your athleticism is improved. You're seeing that. You're putting a lot of time in on defense. Going back to not tonight's broadcast, but last night's broadcast, there was that hard hit ball that took that hop just off the seam that I really thought you might not get, but you did. Just like the last series of diving play, or not diving, that long run you had behind first base for that pop up. Mm-hmm. You're picking everything that they're throwing to you in the dirt, but that play looked like it was going to be really hard. Mm-hmm. But it turns out, talking to Peter Moylan, speaking to you, you've been working on that play.
Yeah. Well, we had just before the game, we had been working on. I always try to work on that little lip there because it always hits the dirt and spikes back up the first.
For those of you watching at home, if you look at the field really close, it's an all artificial turf field, and even there's that brown turf, but then there are the dirt cutouts, and so it takes a different hop off the dirt, and there are seams on the edges, and if it hits that seam, it just takes a wild hop, and that's what happened to Jack in last night's game, and he made a good play on it. Yeah. And he'd been working on it for hours and hours with Peter Moylan. Right?
The thing was, I didn't field a single one cleanly when me and Pete were working on it. I was bobbling them and I was messing up my footwork and that kind of stuff. But as soon as the game happened, it kind of just, instinct took over. So it was wild. I honestly thought I was going to drop it too. That happened this quarter. So
they say good luck is a residue of hard work and good planning, and obviously you put the time in. So And Peter Moylan put the time in with you. Speaking of Graham Lloyd and him just briefly here today, they just talked about what a wonderful addition you are to the ball club. Tell me how it feels to be playing for, as we say, as the song goes, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. They've been to the top. And, you've gone to college in the U.S., you played in the minor leagues for the Twins. Mm-hmm. Here you are seeing guys who've been to the mountaintop, and with Graham with the World Series rings and Peter with his amazing journey in baseball. How does it feel to play for guys like that?
Unreal, second to none. You can't get any better than what those guys are. The knowledge they have, not only that, like the chemistry they have with the team. Like it's not like a big league level. They're always down to help. They're always caring and loving and allowing you to be in. And they'll razzle you and muck around with you, that kind of stuff. But it's a part of like, hey, you're a part of the team. But no, I love the fact that Pete and Lloyd are in as our coaching guys this year. It's nothing wrong with the coaches before, but Pete's such like a guy's guy, like a clubhouse guy. It's so hard not to be enjoying your time when you're around it. Same with Lloydie too. So the amount of stuff that you can learn from those guys, the sky's the limit. It's just got to kind of talk to them and chat to them. So.
Sounds like you're just finding a really good culture, a really good fit in that locker room.
Massive. It's huge. I would say this is probably the best culture I've been in. Everyone, it's not about putting down the other guy or because older guys are here. That's you do as we say, rookies. It's not like that at all. It's love, and everyone's all about helping each other out and enjoying each other. There isn't any idiots in the clubhouse. It's all like a little family, and it's really nice to be around. Like there's a lot of teams from my past that I've been in. Like, this is. It's tough to be in the chemistry with the guys, but not an issue at all. Not only that, even the front staff people, like it's
and that's why kind of where we wanted to wrap it up and just speak about, because you were talking a little bit last night just about at the highest levels with Brett and Justin at the highest levels of this organization. Reflect on that, if you would, a little bit too. What they've created here, this culture in this place.
Look, they've just brought in guys who are kind of match our chemistry and our culture, and
I suppose McMorrin in that equation as well was out there selecting the players.
100%. All those guys. They all know what they're looking for, and they know what type of guy kind of fits in our little family, little system. Whether or not they play good, but no, look, they do a really good job. I have nothing but respect for Hughes and for Ralphie. They're not those guys that kind of hide away in the side. They're also quite social with the players. So
and supportive, you mentioned too.
100%,
helping guys with their off-field endeavors just because they care.
Yeah, that's it. They're not just an owner or a GM or a coach. They're someone who actually does care about you. So you give them a call about a query in terms of business or whatever, they'll probably give you the time of day no matter what. So it's really nice. Not only are you part of a good baseball team, part of a really good community. And like I've said, I think a ton of times, Melbourne will always be my second home. I'll always have a lot of respect and loyalty for Melbourne just because they've given me that opportunity and trusted in me. So I'm stoked as hell to be here.
That's fantastic, man. It's just really a pleasure to spend some time with you. And
thanks, man.
Hey, it's probably about time you get over and get one of those Corona Ritas. I first saw you in that outfit, and it just blended with that Corona Rita in that outfit, and I'm sure the guys are waiting for you. But we appreciate you doing this segment with us, After Hours with Jack Barry. Hopefully we get a chance to do it again next season.
Bloody oath. Sounds good.
Cheers, man.
Thanks, Rob. Cheers. Thanks, buddy.